everyone, and welcome to TVON. My name is Joanne, and if you're unfamiliar with me, I am here filling in for Lauren. I haven't done this in a while, so I am a little bit rusty. Lauren is feeling a little bit under the weather today, so I'm stepping in to fill her very hard to fill shoes. So anyway, you can make your comments. Go ahead and wish her a very quick recovery. My gosh, I'm already stumbling over my words. But nevertheless, we still have a great show today. We have a lot of brand new as well as a lot of old stuff that has been living in the vaults for a little bit. We may even have some red beryls. We had a big extravaganza last night, but we did have a couple that were slipped through the cracks. So if anyone's interested, please give us a call and let us know. And as usual, if anyone has any requests that they would like to see in this show, please give us a call and we'll be happy to bring it out for you. Anyways, we have a long show ahead of us, so maybe I shouldn't blather on this long on camera, and let's get to the first item. First up today, we have a black opal. This is going to be item number 1130086. This is still pretty new to our inventory, but I think it has made its debut a little bit before. This is item number 1130086. This is our 1 carat 32 black opal with 21 points in diamonds. My gosh, it's already a chaotic show tonight. I can feel it in the air. Anyways, this is one of our very many black opals that we have coming up later today. But as you know, black opals are very unique each in of itself. We have this one today. My gosh, can you tell I haven't been up here in like 2 years? This is it's like being a stranger all over again. But yes, this is set in our 14 karat white gold. And it is a one only, so whoever gets this, you will have the only one in the world. It's not like something that can be replicated ever, because black opals, they don't do that. They are just naturally one of a kind. This one was supposed to go out at 32.22, but today, because it is so last minute, I think management didn't know what to do today, and everything is just at a major discount. We have a lot of things that are a lot lower than they should be. Trust me, I'm usually behind the scenes and I get to witness all of these things being inputted. Yeah, this is definitely going to be lower than what we should be doing, but that's not going to stop me today because apparently I don't know what I'm doing. It is a weird day for me as well. Hello, Jason. Yeah, it's weird seeing me on this side of the studio. But anyways, this one's not going to be $32.22 today. It's not even going to be $3,000. Not going to be $29.99. First item of the day. It is a Thursday. Everyone's been telling me it's Friday and gaslighting me. It's not. It's Thursday. But yeah, it's just that kind of day. $29.99 is not going to be. It's not even going to be $19.99 or even $9.99. First item of the day. Let's just get this ball rolling. Let's just make this one $888. This one does have to stay in the white gold, unfortunately, but I do think, usually with the black opals, because of all the different color stories going on in there, white gold tends to be the way I like my black opals. But, of course, to each their own. Yeah, let's try this one on. Ooh, look at this. It's such a nice size, great everyday size. I'm not someone who likes to wear huge rings every day. I tend to find them troublesome. They get caught in my clothes, my hair. I have very long, hard to manage hair. And just wearing big, gigantic rings every day is just not my style. So this is right up my alley. As I was saying that, my hair did just get caught in my hands. So that's just, I put it out there, that's on me. Back on the wheel it goes. Yeah, this is a fantastic ring for your everyday wear. I love black opals. They are so easy to pair with everything because I wear a lot of blues and greens. And this one does have a lot of it, but usually black opals also comes in reds and grays. It's just a great way to put something on when you don't want to think about it. Yeah, I was looking at our lineup earlier today, and I'm so shocked that they are willing to give me so many new things because I struggle to find the word sometimes. And yes, $888 for our first item of the day. I'm also very surprised they allowed me to have some of our very rarest, very special red beryls. I thought they would never let me do that, but alas, I'm grateful that they put their trust in me. All right. $888 for this one-of-a-kind black opal, super classic style here we got here. It's just, if you're not a super diamond heavy person, lately I feel like that's been kind of the case with our, because I talk to you guys on the phone all the time. With you guys, diamonds haven't been super diamond heavy pieces, hasn't super been in vogue, I think. So, you know what? If that's not your style, this is the perfect one for you. All right, I already see phone lines ringing. I'm sure they're wondering why they're seeing a very short brunette versus a tall, graceful, elegant blonde up here. Yeah, it's just gonna be me for the next 3 hours. All right, moving on. Next up we got something that I also think is on the newer side. Look at that. Ooh, look at that stone. Isn't that gorgeous? This is going to be item number 1127205. Ooh, there's a big smudge in the middle of that stone. Let me get rid of that for you. Unfortunately, I also don't have Lauren's long arms, so I cannot reach things as far as she could, and that is to great detriment to me. Let me just set that down for you so you can get a better look at a slight distance. Yes, this is our 4-carat 36 Bicolor tourmaline necklace. So for this one, you do get the chain to go with it. Ooh, sometimes that's not always the case, but look at that. That's very unusual of a color for our bicolors as well. And of course, you've got that 10 points in diamonds in that sort of wave. It almost looks like an acorn to me. I don't know. My brain is still thinking it's the fall time. It's August. I can't believe it's already 3 months into a new year. But yeah, that's just what it comes to mind. It looks like an acorn, but I just love the shape and silhouette of this. Those sort of elongated styles, especially in pendants, just looks great at elongating your neck. It gives very graceful, elegant lady. And this one was supposed to go out for $59.99, but this is a one only, unfortunately. You know, with bicolors like this, we hope we can get more than one of them, but more often than not, that just usually isn't the case. So whoever gets it, gets it. And $59.99, it is not going to be. It's not even going to be $49.99 or $39.99, which is what it says was the last time. That was the price the last time it was up here, but that's not going to be our price today. I think with whatever, yeah, today's going to be a crazy blowout day for me and all of you who's watching. $39.99 is not going to be on this, so it's not even going to be $29.99 or even $1,999. Let me just hold it up against my hand so maybe you can get a better idea of how long it actually sits. Sometimes with necklaces and pendants up on the wheel, it's hard to gauge exactly how large it is, but that's what it looks like against the hand. As you can see, there is a decent size to it. I want to say it's about an inch from top to bottom, but we can definitely measure that for you if you are curious. And even from far away, you can see those distinct, my gosh, I need to work on enunciating tonight. You can see those distinct pinks and light blues, almost cornflower sort of shade of blue. Very unusual. Usually we see them in the oranges and the greens, but this one is very, very unique. And $19.99, it's not even going to be today. Back on the wheel it goes. Not going to be at $19, $18, or even $17.99. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I do think it needs a little bit of a cleaning. Back there, that's not inclusions. I think it's just been sitting in our vaults for a little bit too long, maybe collecting dust, which, shocker, I don't know why it would do that. Look at how gorgeous that piece is. Yeah, $17.99 is not even going to be today. Let's just make it an exceptional deal for those of you who cannot decide what color to wear. I know I always have that. I face that indecision every single day. Even today, it took me like 30 minutes to decide that I'm gonna wear red, which should have been the easiest decision because my nails are red today. But I suffer from indecisiveness. It's truly an issue. $17.99 is not going to be. Let's make it $1,499 for this pendant with chain. I keep saying necklace. It's really a pendant with chain, but honestly, I think that's a better deal. At least you have the freedom of taking it off, taking it on. If you happen to be missing a chain to go with one of your favorite pendants, this is like 2 for the price of 1. Amazing. Even we do offer chains here, and if you buy a chain individually, let me tell you, if we were to deduct the cost of what we charge for just a singular chain for that pendant, you would be surprised. It's amazing at the deal you're getting with here. My goodness, look at that. Yeah, I just love these sort of wavy organic pieces. I mean, I love a double halo, don't get me wrong. I think that, you know, when I'm trying not to think about anything and just put on a necklace, that would be the way to go. But sometimes you just want something super different. Like if I go out wearing this necklace, I know for a fact that I'm not going to be clashing with anyone else in the room. This is something that would be solely unique to me and my collection. So $14.99, this one will be. You know, actually, before I got on here, management asked if they needed someone to stay behind to be my emotional support today. Maybe I should have taken them up on it. I feel like I will need it by the end of today. I said no, but I fear that may have been a mistake. All right. Moving on, let's keep it going with this sort of colorful theme. We have lots of colors going on at the beginning of this Thursday evening. Look at that. Wowee. Marquee cut, no less. This is going to be item number I actually think this is 1130062. Do we want to double check that, Andy? Yeah, I think this is 1130062. This is our 2-carat 85 marquee unheated green sapphire. Wow, fancy for our third item of the show, with 51 points in diamonds in this sort of highway bypass designer style mounting in the 2-tone gold. Look at that, fantastic. White and yellow gold, it does have to stay. Wow, we don't usually see marquee cuts anymore, at least in the fancy colored stones. Sometimes we see it in diamonds, but in an unheated green sapphire, I don't think we've ever had that in the history of the show. And we've been on the air for over 10 years now. I mean, I haven't been here that long, but I think that's how long we've been on the air. It's very rare for us to find any marquee cut colored stones in an unheated green sapphire, no less. And just look at the vibrancy of that color. That's like my perfect bottle green color. But for me, I've been learning about color seasons recently, and I've learned that these sort of darker jewel tones are what supposedly suit me the best. I don't know, I could leave that up to you guys. But I do feel very drawn to these sort of rich, dark jewel tones, and this is the perfect bottle green in my opinion. This one, for an unheated, almost 3-carat stone, this one was supposed to go out at $79.99, but we want this to go out to one lucky caller tonight, one night only. So we're not going to do $79.99, not tonight for this one. And I kept talking about the stone. I just love the mounting in general as well. I feel like this sort of wavy style is so modern, it's so chic. And if you're someone like me who suffers from short finger affliction, I can't always wear super thick gold heavy bands, but this is kind of a way to get past that. It has a lot of negative space. So even though it is a wider style ring, it doesn't look super wide on the hand because you do see a lot of your hand peeking through the ring itself. And $79.99 is not going to be your price for this ring, not going to be $79 or $69 or even $59.99. Ooh, let me just try this on for you. This is also this is another fantastic piece. Wow, look at that. Even from far away, you can see the vibrancy of that green stone, and you can definitely still tell, even with all the diamonds set in, you can see the difference between the white and yellow gold, which is perfect if you like mixing your metals, or if you just don't want to, again, right now it's all about the effortless look. You don't want to seem like you put too much thought into your wardrobe. It's just, well, even though you did, you just want to appear that this is just how you left. And this is kind of a great way to do that with the two-tone, especially if there's any jewelry that you're constantly wearing, if perhaps there's a necklace you never take off, or anything like that. You kind of just, this is another one of those rings, if you just put it on, it won't look like it's clashing with anything, unless maybe you're wearing rose gold, but that's, at least for me, that doesn't happen too often. $59.99, it is not going to be for this one, not even going to be $49.99. This is also one of our newer pieces to our show, at least it is to me. $49.99 is not going to be, let's just make this one $3,999. $39.99, back on the wheel it goes. Look at that. That gorgeous highway style, bypass style. We have so many styles that they just get muddled in my brain at this point. So if I misspeak, forgive me. That is not what I mean to do. And of course, if ever, and I don't know if you guys know this, if this is your first time shopping with us, or if you're newer to our show and perhaps you miss a show or you want to see anything from our previous shows, you can always go on to TVON.com. We do have a wide selection over there as well. You can go ahead and check that out. And yeah, it's, if you don't know, if you're maybe, even just today I was shopping while I was driving, which I do not endorse, by the way, not a good way to go. But if you're like me and just want to have the ability to click checkout while you're in your car, that is probably the best way to do it rather than having to dial in. But yeah, just want a little PSA to anyone out there, that is an option for you as well. Yep, $39.99 for this one-of-a-kind green sapphire. Now, I did mention that we have a couple of red beryls that might have slipped through the cracks yesterday. I don't know what happened. I thought we showed everything we had yesterday, but I guess we had like 2 or 3 that didn't make the cut. So I will be happy to show them to you, although personally I would, I would also not be offended if you want to leave it to the professionals, but that is up to you. If you want to get ahead of the curve, maybe see what we have to offer and maybe grab it before anyone else can, please give us a call and let us know. I'm happy to show anything you guys want to see. It's been a while since I've done this, so I feel like I've lost the rhythm a little bit. So it will be good for someone to give me some direction. $39.99 for this one-of-a-kind unheated green sapphire. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Alrighty. Moving right along, gotta keep on pushing here. We got a lot of stuff to get through. Ooh, this is an item I haven't seen in a while. This is something that, if you're an older viewer of TVON, you'll know that we used to have a collection that we like to call our critter collection. Oh, I guess sea animals are still considered critters, right? Oh, this one won't even fit all in frame. Look at how large that is. Give me 1 second, I'll bring it right back. But this is going to be item number 1127003. This is going to be our seal pendant with a, did you guys see it? It's a Mandarin, look at that. Oh, looks like I didn't even zoom out far enough yet. All right, give me 1 second. This is going to be our 2-carat-31 round Mandarin garnet on top of our white gold seal. Seal. I'm not an expert on animals. That was always more my brother's thing. I'm not an animal girly, but I can go ahead and assume that that's either a seal or a sea lion. Feel free to let me know which one that is. It is our 2-carat-31 round brilliant cut stone with 14 points and diamonds all across the back there. And wowza, this one, I think they forgot to update the price on this one, because with the price gold is at now and all that heavy gold weight you're getting, this should not go for what I'm going to do it for. This one is set in our white gold, and we do ask that it stays that way. This is a one-of-a-kind piece, perfect for anyone who loves their critter collection. And I know this is a little bit of a throwback. I don't think we've mentioned that in a while. This one originally, this was also, keep in mind, this was back when old pricing. It was supposed to go out at $69.99. But we're going to bring it down to a low. I guess it's been, our managers decided that it has been long enough since it's been hiding out in our inventory. So $69.99 is not what it's going to be. If you think about how expensive gold is right now, I think yesterday when I checked, I don't think I checked today, but yesterday, last I checked, it was around $4,500 an ounce. Yeah, $69.99, that's with all the gold costs, labor costs, and the manufacturing costs. That would barely cover our costs today, but that's not what we're gonna do for this one. Not what we're gonna do, gonna do. $69.99 is not going to be $5, $4, or even $39.99. Look at that, and wow. Even we could have just made it a scooped, we could have hollowed it out and not done a finished backing for you, but this one we actually did finish the back. Look at that. Oh, let me just do that. I was trying to do acrobatics there and it didn't help. I was trying to embody my inner sea lion and I couldn't, but look at that. We even did a nice little under gallery for you for a pendant, which we don't normally do, but we wanted to make sure that, you know, we kept this piece finished from all angles. And $39.99 is not going to be back to the front of this one. Look at her. $39.99 is not even going to be $29.99. And if you're thinking that, well, I mean, I did have to zoom out for this one, so you can imagine that it's not a small piece by any stretch of the imagination. If I had to guess, it's probably about an 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, maybe a little less than 1.5 inches. But we can certainly measure that for you. And it's not going to be $29.99 today. It's going to be $1,999 for this one-of-a-kind sea lion with a Mandarin. Honestly, I just love how playful it is. I don't usually think of jewelry as playful. Playful is what I think of clothes, what I think of vacations, and lounging on the beach. Not usually when it comes to jewelry. Jewelry, I think of a more elegant, sophisticated affair. You know, very rigid is not the word I want to say, but it's the word that's coming to mind, so I'm sticking with it. But this one is just so fun and so playful. Maybe if you have a jewelry lover in your life, or maybe a soon-to-be jewelry lover who's not into the whole rigidness of traditional jewelry, this would be that piece for them. Yeah. I am a wholehearted believer in finding one special piece for every single person. This is definitely one that will definitely fit someone in your life. All right. Yeah, I remember we do have a couple other critters today. I think we wanted to do a little bit of a throwback. A lot of these things we have not seen the light of day in quite some time. I believe I have a butterfly ring as well today, which we can show at a later time tonight. We have a lot of pendants, lots of earrings. So if maybe I know most of the pieces we show on this channel are rings, but maybe you're not always a ring person or someone you're always working with your hands. We do have a lot of pendants and earrings today. So if you've been waiting for something to not have to cover your hands for a while, this would be the show for you. All right, $19.99 for her. I've decided to call it a her. It's the Gen Z in me, I guess. All right. Moving right along. Yeah. Ooh, next up, we have got, I'm sorry that's moving. It's very hard to keep my grip on this while the wheel's also moving. So just bear with me for a quick second. Next up, all right, let's move on to, ooh, we haven't had earrings yet today. Look at those. Look at the color of that. Now you might be thinking that these are probably one of the prettiest pink sapphires we've ever had on this show, but they are in fact not pink sapphires. This is going to be item number 1124589. Sorry for that. Let's just zoom on in so you can see these earrings in their full and unobstructed glory. Oh, gotta remember that which side I should be placing these items on. These are going to be our 2K 23 Imperial topaz studs. And can I just say, it's very rare. I think this is be one of the only times we've ever had Imperial topaz with that shade of pink. Usually our Imperial topaz, they run a little bit more orangey, that sort of coral peachy color, but this is very truly a cool pink. We've almost never had that on our show before, and it's amazing that we found two to turn into earrings. If you asked us right now to bring out a ring to match these earrings, I don't think we could. I don't think we have any Imperials that quite match this hue of pink. And of course you have your 22 points in not rounds, we decided to do baguettes on these earrings for you today. Now, everyone loves our round side diamonds, but there's something so unique about having baguettes as accent stones. It's just so much more reflective, and they shine rather than having little sparkles almost. They're almost like planes of light. They reflect sheets, and it's a very, very different look, which in a round is so, so unique. And these are just your classic button style studs. No frills, no extra lever backs, nothing to get caught on. It's just your classic post and butterfly button style studs. So if maybe you're looking to upgrade your plain diamond studs, if you're trying to just find a way to add pink to your all black wardrobe, which, you know, could be a way to go. I usually like to add it to my shoes or my bag if I'm wearing all black, but you know what? Earrings are also a great way to go. I mean, these you would definitely see from a distance with that shade of pink in there. This would be an exceptional pair of earrings to go with. And this one is we brought it down to an exceptional value for you today as well. Now, this one, if you were to go out, and first of all, I don't think you could go out and find Imperial topaz in this color, but just for argument's sake, say you could, you're probably looking at a price tag of somewhere around $15,000, $16,000, just for the stones. Forget the diamonds, forget the gold, just for that, just to find two matching stones. If you could find it, that's probably the price you're looking at. But we're TVON. We're not gonna do that to you. We're not. And we're not gonna do half of what everyone else is gonna ask you. We're not even going to do 7,500. My gosh, my brain is mush. Not going to be 7,500. And yes, this is set in the 18 karat white gold. We upgraded that gold for you because of the exceptional rarity it is to find stones like these. And 7,500 it is not going to be today. Not going to be 75 or 65 or even $5,500. Yeah, these are so easy to put on every day. I keep saying that for all of these pieces, but it's so true. Jewelry really should be the last thing you put on before you leave the house. And this one is that's so easy to not think about it and just put it on just to add that pop of pizzazz to your outfit. I'm someone who, again, does struggle with that a little bit when it comes to, I'm very indecisive. But I feel like these are so easy to put on. They're not too flashy. They can go for any occasion, from the most simple, if you just want to go garden in your backyard. These are so easy to pop on. They won't, you know, fly off or catch on anything as you're gardening. Or if you want to go to a black tie event, this would be a great way to dress anything up. This is a fantastic, but they're not going to be 5,500 or even 4,500 today. Yeah, these are going to come down to an exceptional value for one lucky caller. Yeah, let's just blow it out. Let's make this one, oh, that's scary. I'm a little bit jumpy today. Someone just sneezed and I almost jumped out of my skin. Yeah, these aren't going to be 4,500. Let's just make it $3,999 on this wonderful Thursday evening. Now, of course, if anything, something like this is in white gold only. If anyone is curious about what certain stones look like with certain gold colors, please give us a call. We can go ahead and see if we can find any. For example, if you want to see an Imperial topaz in the yellow gold, we can have someone in the back look that up for you and bring it out. That happens all the time. Requests are always welcome here, because not only do we want to show what we want you to see, but we want to show what you want to see. So, yeah, we love getting requests here at TVON. Now, I did mention that we had a bunch of red beryls last night, but some did get lost in the mix, or maybe we were just too excited yesterday. We didn't want to overwhelm you. I'm not sure what the decision making was, but they decided to hand some over to me today just in case anyone who missed out was dying to see another one today. We do have those for you on tonight's show as well, and we are very excited to bring it to you if you would like to see them. All right, $39.99 for these one-of-a-kind earrings. Yeah, I'm slowly becoming a stud lover. I used to never wear studs, but now maybe now since I've gotten the second piercings, I even just wear colorful studs in my second piercings when I get the chance. I just think it's so easy, so simple. You just put it on and you leave. You don't have to worry about anything getting caught, or sometimes when I brush my hairbrush gets caught when I wear drops, and trust me, that is a pain that cannot be described. So studs are just such an easy way to go. You just leave them on and you forget about them until, of course, you lose them, which God forbid. But these, I'm sure, these are so large, even if they did fall on the ground, you would immediately be able to see based on how sparkly they are. All right, moving on from earrings. I'm telling you guys, today is probably the first show where most of my items are not rings, which is quite shocking if I do say so myself. Most of the time when I'm in the phone bank, all I see are rings on the air, but today, ooh, what do we have here? We have a dragonfly, another critter, and it's taking up way too much space on the screen, so I do have to zoom out, but this is item number 1123718. This is, oh, look at that. I have to zoom out quite a bit for her. This is going to be our dragonfly brooch. Look at that. It's our gold and diamond dragonfly brooch. And I know it's hard to see, but if you look at the eyes there, those are actually rubies. So yeah, those are rubies. That is what they are. And because this is a designer piece, we didn't actually get the individual weights of the diamonds and the rubies, so we just kind of grouped them together, so you get 86 points total of both rubies and white diamonds. But yes, this is a brooch. We do get these occasionally, and they do usually go pretty quickly. But this one, I feel like when I think of brooch, I usually do think of some form of long organic form. So usually dragonflies, feathers, butterflies, things like that. That's what I think of when I think of jewelry in the form of a brooch. And this is no exception. I feel like this is almost, if you search a brooch, this is what would show up if you were to go on Pinterest or Google or whatever. This is like the archetype for what a brooch is, because it's just such a classic thing to put on your lapel. If you have a scarf or a pashmina that you want to classically or just simply pin up, a brooch would be a great way to go. I think it's such a fun accessory piece. It's also something we don't see at all anymore, but I think we should bring it back. Let's bring the brooch back. Can we start a online forum for Bring the Brooch Back? This is, I feel like I'm getting a little bit too passionate about this, but this is truly how I feel. And this one, of a brooch of this size, it is 2 inches from, I tucked the tail under just so it'll stand on its own. But I'll show you what it looks like against the hand in a moment. But this is actually 2 inches from top to bottom. So this is not a small brooch by any means. If you were wearing a plain black suit and you want to spice it up a little bit, this would be the brooch to go. This is not something that would get lost, or it's not going to be a secret by any stretch of the imagination. People will see this brooch. And yeah, this is definitely a one-of-a-kind. If you asked us to replicate this, it's not going to be the price of what I'm going to do. It's supposed to go out at $49.99. If you were to ask us to make this again after this goes, I don't even think we could bring it for $89.99. And $49.99 is what our old price was going to be. And it's not even going to be that today. Today's a great day to be here, honestly. I know we usually get most of our audience on the weekends, maybe because over on the East Coast with the time difference, it might be a little bit late, or you know, sometimes everyone's back from work, they're a little bit tired, they're after their one or maybe third glass of wine, they don't want to stay up. But honestly, Wednesdays and Thursdays are a great day to be here. So if you don't know, always tune in, especially in the next week. We have something very special. We're doing I believe all of next month. Now, don't quote me on this because management doesn't usually tell me everything, but I hear that every Wednesday next month we're doing something a little bit special. So please do not miss it. And if you're worried, don't worry. It will be Lauren presenting it all, and we are all very excited. We don't exactly know what it is, but with all the little Easter eggs that they've been giving us, I feel like if we're excited, you guys should be excited. So mark your calendars, mark your timers, alarms, whatever you need to do. Just be here next Wednesday or any Wednesday for the next month, and trust me, you will be going home with something that you love, and that is our goal here. $49.99 it is not going to be for this one. Not going to be $49.99 or $39.99 or even $2,999. So excited, we actually brought this down to a brand new low today for tonight only. Yeah, we're gonna blow this out for a great deal. $29.99 is not even going to be $19.99 for our 2-inch Dragonfly brooch with 86 points in mostly diamonds, but you do get 2 rubies for the eyes. Not gonna be $19.99. Let's just make it $1,699 for this fantastic Dragonfly brooch. And I've been yapping away without showing you what this looks like against the hand. Look at that. Maybe it's because I can't focus when it's trying to get caught behind my finger. Look at that. That is huge. Look at that. That's almost the width of my hand, which I don't think there's many jeweler pieces that can do that. At least now that's left in our inventory. Look at that. And just look at the way that the webbing on the wings are designed. It's just catching the light beautifully. Even though that's less than a carat, it does. The way the gold is designed, it just catches the light so well, as if you had a real dragonfly. I mean, of course, dragonflies aren't gold, but there's a way that nature designed those bugs that look fantastic. But look at her, $16.99, and back on the wheel it goes. Ooh. I'm sure after tonight, I'm gonna get so many comments in the next few days saying that they would much rather hear my voice through the phone than through the TV. I think my voice does sound better through the phone, but I just dislike hearing my voice in general. $16.99 it is for this Dragonfly. All right. Moving right along, I know I've been teasing it all night tonight, and I say all night, it's only been 40 minutes of the show. Trust me, it feels a lot longer. We mentioned that there were a couple of red beryls that got lost in the mix last night, but this is one I think we did see. Let's ease everybody into it. This is our red beryl. If you guys do not know, red beryls are very, very rare. They are the same family as sapphires, aquas, and morganites. This is item number 1130625. But they rarely come this sort of vibrant red, almost ruby-like hue. Usually they don't exceed anywhere over 25 points. Anything bigger than that and the price just skyrockets. Honestly, we had a lot yesterday that were in the sort of, I believe it was 14 to 35 point range. And the red beryl in this is going to be 21 points, but it is complemented beautifully by a 23-point pear-shaped Colombian emerald, which I know the red beryl is the star of the show in this ring, but let me tell you, that emerald is no slouch. It is pulling its own weight. Usually with Colombian emeralds we've seen in the show, they're usually a little bit included. It's not always super clear and clean like, say, a tourmaline, which naturally is usually pretty clean. That is a clean emerald, and I believe this is from the Muzo mine. So that's not just from Colombia, but from the Muzo mine in Colombia. So we just decided to basically place two of the rare stones there is next to each other on one ring and call it a day. And that might be underselling it a little bit even then. We have our complementary beryl ring. I mean, red and greens, they just naturally go together. And this, we did sneak peek it yesterday, but I thought it'd probably be a good idea to bring it out again today in case anyone wants to get a second look at it, because it is truly one of a kind. I believe this is the only one that has a second main center stone. We had a couple yesterday where it was accented with pink diamonds, but this is probably the only one we have where we decided to put it with just a different stone overall and put it in one spectacular collector-worthy ring. And for a ring such as this one with the Muso-Colombian emerald and the Utah red beryl, we were asking $24,336. That is what I have written on my bag. But we really want this to go to a special home. All of our other red beryls yesterday went to wonderful homes, and we don't want this to be the exception. So all your operators do have the prices for this one. So if you would like to call in, they have a price that they will give you, but if you would like to make an offer that's somewhere around that, we really want these red beryls to go to great homes. So if you would like to do that, you can always call in and get the off-air price on this one and make your offer. We really want to work with you on these because we know how rare they are, and we don't want to keep them here forever. We're not that kind of network. We want to get things out and moving and bringing jewelry to people who really appreciate it. So we're really excited about these. As you can tell by our enthusiasm yesterday, I think everyone was on the phone for the entire hour that they were on, and everyone was just taking them left and right, and we really want this one to go as well. So if you do have a number in mind, please call in and let us know. We really want to work with you. All right, moving on. I thought I'd just bring that in as a little bit of a recap from yesterday. Recap, sneak peek, official peek. My gosh, my broadcasting vernacular is starting to run very dangerously low. All right, move out of the way, red beryl. Next up, back to our regularly scheduled programming. We have shocker, shocker, another pendant today. Now this one, it is a little bit hard to display because it is it's a non-stationary pendant. I couldn't think of the word for not stationary. It moves, as you can see. This is going to be item number 1130784. And this one I know is brand new today because I was just taking the picture for this one yesterday. And this is going to be our Marquis Santa Maria Aquamarine pendant, 1 carat 63 for the aqua itself with 11 points in diamonds all along it. Maybe this one would be better if I showed it against the hand actually, because if you see it does move, and if I keep it on the wheel, this is how it looks when you wear it. If I kept keeping it on the wheel, it's very hard to see, but as you can see, you have these sort of sharp star, 4-pointed star-like cutouts, and they all drop down to a beautiful Marquis Santa Maria Aqua. This is a very unique style of pendant. We don't do this very often, but it does, if you are a fan of the Y style necklace, this would be the pendant that would create that look. This one's supposed to go out at $46.99. Interesting price. Usually they all end in 3 nines, but $46.99 is what I have on the bag as what it's supposed to go out for. But we're not going to do that. And actually, wow, I'm surprised we did this. We decided to do this in 18 karat gold. Shocker, shocker. And it does have to stay in the 18 karat white, but lucky there. I do think it does look the best. Usually I do like my aquas in white gold as well. Oh, $46.99 though for, I don't think that's what we want to do here. Let's put it back on the wheel actually, because I'm starting to think, there's got to be a better way to display this give. Oh, look at that. I think if there's a will, there's a way. Look at that. It decided to stay. It's decided to play. Hallelujah. But $46.99, it is not going to be for this one. not going to be $46 or $36 or even $26.99 for this one-of-a-kind pendant. This is such a, like, again, going back to what I was saying about elongating your neck, I do think that certain shapes and this works for rings, earrings, necklaces, anything that you wear jewelry-wise, it does. Jewelry is meant to highlight or emphasize your most flattering features, and if there is something that you want to elongate, you want to wear something that is vertical and long that way. So for example, if you're like me and you have short fingers and you want something that elongates the hand, I usually go for rings that are a little bit longer in shape. So I like to wear ovals, I like to wear thinner emerald cuts. And for necklaces, you could that applies as well. So something like this where it's super long and it just sort of helps create the illusion of elongating your neckline. Same thing with earrings. Earrings, if you have a slightly longer, thinner drop, it sort of makes gives the illusion that your neck is longer than it is, giving that sort of old money elegance look to it. This is a whole nother tangent that I shouldn't have gone on, but I felt like it was important to mention. And yeah, this is definitely a unique style that we really should do more often, but this is all we got for right now. And $26.99 is not going to be, for this one, not even going to be $16.99. We're going to do something kind of crazy on this. For brand new today, I feel like with everything that's new, it should be higher than what I think it's going to be, and yet this one, we're not even going to make it $16.99. $16.99 it is not going to be. Now, if we had that mounting again, I'm also imagining this would look great in like a ruby or an emerald, but that's just my little design brain going off. 16, I'm like going off on, my brain is going in a million different directions right now, but $16.99 it's not going to be. Not going to be $14.99 or even $12.99 for this one only. And I'm surprised they were going to bring it down this low for its debut today. It's not going to be $12.99 or even $1,099. Let's just blow it out. One only blowout show, impromptu substitute show. I feel like this must be what substitutes feel like when they have to sub in for teachers who call out sick. Every time I had a substitute, I feel like they were usually unprepared. This is what being a substitute must feel like. It's very stressful. $1,099 is not going to be. Let's just make this $999. $999, which tends to be the magical number here at TVON. $999 for this one-of-kind Santa Maria Aquamarine pendant. Yeah, with the Y style, it's definitely this is a look that I tend to lean towards because I'm all about elongation and making things look tall, making myself look taller because I am vertically challenged. But this is definitely right up my alley. Wow, we got, I can't believe we're already almost an hour into the show, and I feel like I still have so many things that I need to get through. Usually we have like a list of things that we have to hit every single show, and yeah, I think I'm running a little bit behind schedule. That's okay though. We can pretend we have all the time in the world, and if we need to, we'll just continue the party on YouTube or Facebook or on our online streaming platforms. Alrighty. Okay, moving right along. We got about 12 minutes until the top of the hour, and usually we do some very special things at top of the hour, and today will not disappoint. Okay. Moving along, all right. We have been showing a lot of the purple Paraibas lately, but we want to kind of throw it back today to the classics, throw it back to the OG Paraiba, the neon Paraiba. This is going to be item number 11222743. We have been doing a lot of the newer purple Paraibas recently, but today we kind of want to throw it back. I mean, I haven't been here in 2 years. It's kind of a throwback for you guys as well. So we want to keep the theme along. Along with the new, we gotta keep some of the old. And this is going to be our 2-carat 28 pear-shaped Paraiba and our very, very classic bridge mounting. You all know and love the bridge mounting. I know that just in the last couple months, we have custom made a few bridge mountings. Some of you guys have stones that you've been looking to set. And anytime anyone asks me, I have a stone that I'd like to set, but I don't know what mounting I want in it, I always recommend the bridge mounting. It's either the bridge or the signature, because it's a classic for a reason. You got all the diamond, you got all the gold. It's just, it makes a statement out of whatever stone you have. If it's, doesn't matter if it's a sapphire, spinel, Tanzanite, anything, a bridge can do no wrong, big or small. We have had bridges in all sizes. You've seen even the smallest rubies we've done a bridge. The largest Tanzanite, we've probably done a bridge of some kind. And it's only fitting that we put one of the most magnificent Paraibas we have into a classic bridge mounting. And this is a 2-carat 28, which I don't know if you've ever been shopping online for Paraiba stones recently. Anything larger than a 1-carat, the price grows exponentially. I'm telling you, it's gotten crazy over the last, I want to say, 5 years. Now, if you go out shopping for 1-carat stones, they're usually asking for at least $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 a carat. It does get high up there, and the higher you go, the higher the price goes. It's impossible to find anything, honestly, that's not worthy of a museum, at least price-wise. You think of the Da Vinci, you would never think of buying it. It's unimaginable how expensive they are, and that's kind of what I equate the Paraiba, the classic Paraiba, to currently. So, and this one is no different. If we were to go out and just try to sell this ring in the jewelry district, this probably asking price would be $60,000. That's what I have written on this bag. Actually, it says a little bit more than 60,000, but just to simplify it, it's $60,000. With the gold, the diamonds, all of that, and that Paraiba stone, that's the price we would ask for if we were just to go out and sell it in downtown jewelry district. If you're from LA, you know that that's the one-stop shop for any time you need to go jewelry hunting in the Los Angeles area. Yeah, and that stone is no slouch. I mean, Paraibas are always naturally included. They're never going to be super, super clean. But this one is already considered pretty clear. You can sort of see through the stone. You can still see through the stone. I mean, you are looking at it through the monitor, so it is like looking through a loop. But even in person, looking at the stone, it looks immediately, upon first impressions, it looks pretty clean. And you're getting over 2¼ carat, which is pretty a significant size. I'm gonna try it on right now because I'm just saying the numbers, but sometimes it's hard to imagine on what the size looks like. And look, and it is not a small stone by any means. It looks a lot bigger than 2¼ carat, honestly. And keep in mind, I do have short fingers, so things do tend to look bigger on my hand versus Lauren's. But you know what? This one is actually just not a small stone at all. This is probably for everyday wear, this is the largest I would go. I would never go anything bigger like this. Our saddle mountings, I wouldn't even dream about wearing that every single day. It would just swallow my hand. But yeah, that is such a significant stone. Let's put it back on the wheel. This is truly an exceptional collector's piece. And we aren't even asking for half of what the bag says. We're not even gonna do $30,000. Yeah, $30,000 is not even what we are asking for this one. This is going down to a crazy low price. I know. Also, of course, with these museum pieces, we have been wheeling and dealing in them for a long time. And even just in the last 6 months, a lot of Paraibas have gone from our inventory. A lot of them have come in. Actually, not even a lot of them. We don't get many of them anymore. This isn't, maybe 10 years ago we did, but a lot of them are leaving and we're not getting that much in. So once the Paraibas are gone, it is another one of those stones where we won't see very much of them. Or if we do, it's going to be crazy, crazy high prices. So $30,000 is not going to be for this one. Not even going to be $20,000. Yeah, this is truly a one-of-a-kind stone. And we do have a lot of museum level Paraibas. I believe we do have quite a few of them listed at TVON.com. If you want to ever see close-up images of any of our rings or what they look like on the hand, maybe you just happen to be scrolling at 3 a.m. and well, even at 3 a.m. we're not here, so even if you wanted to see it, you couldn't call us. But you just want to see a quick look at what it was, and then maybe call in later during the show and then see it on the air. You can always go to tvon.com and do that. There's also a live chat function where you can always talk to a representative, and whenever we come in the office, we do our best to fulfill all of those requests. You can go ahead and do that as well. Maybe if this one's not to your liking, we do have quite a few Paraibas on there that you can see in clear detail what they look like close up. But that's me again going off on a tangent. This one's not even going to be $20,000 or $19,000 or $18,000 or even $17,999. This is truly one of our more exceptional pieces that we have left in our inventory. $17,999 it is not going to be. This, I shouldn't even have to say, but it is a one only. We cannot get this stone again. $17,999 it is not. Let's just make it $14,999. Wowza. Paraiba in the bridge mounting, and I was talking about the bridge mounting before about how it goes with everything, and it truly does. I actually do have quite a few. We always have a couple of bridge mountings every single day. We just don't always show all of them because we don't want to be repetitive, but it is truly the most essential mounting of ours that you should have in your collection. The saddle mount, signature mount. It's just when we don't know what to set some of our stones in, because we also have a lot of loose, usually our first instinct is to go bridge or signature. We just try to find a bridge that would match the stone, a signature that would match the stone. That's just our first instinct in our design department, is just go bridge, 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 because it's just the easiest way. I believe for the red barrels yesterday, I actually don't think we had it in a bridge yet, but maybe that's our next option, is to put one of our red barrels in a bridge. And with this item, I think we're coming into the top of the hour. Shocking, it's already been 1 hour. It simultaneously feels like the shortest and the longest hour of my life. All right. With the top of the hour, we usually do something special for the top of the hour. So for anyone who doesn't know how we work right now, usually the key items or the most special items of the day usually happen top of the hour / bottom of the hour. So if you're one of those people who are always cooking while watching, because I'm always someone who likes to watch something while I cook, or when I fold laundry, or when I do anything, I'm always multitasking. If you just want a timestamp, it's usually top of the hours, bottom of the hours, just as a little cheat sheet to have in the back of your mind. But with the top of the hour, we gotta make it special after that. Now, I did bring out one of the red barrels that we had yesterday, but this one I know for a fact we didn't have yesterday, and I think that some of you will be very interested. And if they will stay on the wheel, I might have to just hold it. But anyways, this is going to be item number 11300907. Yesterday we did have around 8 or 9 red barrels. I know for a fact that none of them were earrings. So if you were one of the lucky callers yesterday who did get a ring and just wanted a pair of earrings to maybe match, I would say this is your chance. I'm sure there will be riots on the phone lines just like yesterday. I'm only holding one because they won't stand, but there's obviously going to be 2 of them. They are earrings, but this is going to be 28 points total in red barrels. So each stone is 14 points, which I believe was the size of the smallest ring we had yesterday. So you're getting 2 of those. 14 points each, 28 points total. You have 10 points in pink diamonds and that single halo around it, so 5 points in each ear. And then of course you have 41 points total in the white diamond. So a little over 20 points in each ear. So if you are looking for a pair of earrings to match your very exceptional steel that I'm sure you got yesterday, this could be the way. Or if you're looking for red beryl, but you're not much of a ring or necklace wearer, we had one necklace yesterday. If you're not the one person who got a necklace and you've just been waiting for earrings and maybe thought yesterday you missed your chance, today would be the day to get them, because I'm sure that these will go exceptionally quickly. As I mentioned earlier, red beryls, they usually don't come, they're usually under half a carat, and even at once they do reach that mark, the price, again, similar to Paraibas, they grow exponentially. In fact, yesterday, the smallest piece we had was 14 points, and I believe that one we were asking $49.99. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not great with numbers, but I believe that's what it was yesterday. Yeah, this one, we're not even going to do that. You get two 14-point stones. This one, for two matching pairs of red beryls, and I feel like you guys aren't believing me because I am holding them. It's not, and you're only seeing one of them. It's just kind of hard to display. They do not like to sit up. Ah, there we go. We got one down. This one we are asking on the bag, it says that this pair of earring is supposed to go for $10,152. But we really want these to go out to someone who really, really wants to have a red beryl in their collection. And again, maybe you're one of those people who are not necklaces people, you're not earring, or these are earrings, sorry. You're not ring people. You just want something that you can just put it on and forget about it. Earrings are kind of the way to go for that. So we're not going to make them $10,000 today. Yeah, we did such a blowout yesterday. We kind of have to match the energy that we gave yesterday. We can't do all of that and give you this sort of price. So 10,000 is not going to be $99.99 or $89.99 or even $79.99. And these, again, studs I mentioned earlier with the Imperials, just so easy to wear. You just kind of pop them on, forget about it. They don't get caught in anything. Go from anything from cooking in your kitchen to red carpet affair. Super, super simple. Even I've seen lately with the Oscars and awards season going on, even the celebrities with the most extravagant embroidered dresses, some of them, they just opt to go for studs because they usually are the most comfortable way to go. Drops, yes, they look elegant, and they are if I want to feel elegant and highbrow at any sort of event. A drop is the way to go. However, I can never wear them for super long because they tend to get super uncomfortable. They weigh down on your ears. Sometimes they cause migraines. It's just not the way you want to do for your entire night. It will ruin your evening. Studs will never do that to you. And $79.99, it is not going to be for these earrings. Not $79 or $69 or even $59.99 for 28-point earrings. In fact, 14 points each stone. Yeah, I believe yesterday, though, that 14-point pear shape asking for $49.99, but we decided to auction it off at an even lower price. We got to keep that energy. We got to keep the spontaneity of the deals. Got to keep everyone on their toes. So $59.99 they're not. $49.99 they are not, which is what we wanted for basically one of those stones. We wanted $49.99 yesterday, but we're not even going to do that for two of them. So if you think about it, it's almost like two for the price of one. $49.99 is not going to be, or even $39.99. We want these out of here. We want these to go to a great home. We want someone to be able to match their ring, or you know what? We just want someone to have a spectacular pair of earrings. And these ones with the rose and the white gold is the way they have to stay because they do have those pink diamonds in it. I did know a couple people who missed out on the one ring we had with the pink and white diamonds. We're so sad, and for good reason. It is honestly a great pair, the red beryl with the pink diamonds. They're a match made in heaven. And they're not even going to be $39.99 today. Let's just blow it out. Let's make it $29.99. And you're getting two red beryls. They are earrings. We would never just give you one. But $29.99 is going to be our price, just as a continuation of our red beryl extravaganza yesterday. We love bringing the unexpected to our broadcast, excuse me. I think I'm not used to yapping for this long on end. Yeah, this is definitely the deal of the day. My goodness. Wow. No one yet on these? I'm shocked. I thought these ones would go immediately. Whoop. I hear shuffling, which is very strange. I usually hear shuffling outside, but I guess I've never paid attention to our background noises in our studio before. Oh my goodness. And yes, if you are just tuning in, please wish Lauren a speedy recovery. I am filling in for her last minute. If you're just popping in and wondering why you don't hear that familiar voice, it is because unfortunately she's feeling a bit under the weather. So please go and wish her a get well soon and speedy recovery and all well wishes and prayers to her. All right, and now we are officially past our top of the hour. Okay, moving right along. Gotta keep it moving. We still got a lot to get through today. Next up, let's take these red beryl earrings away for the moment, but I'm sure they will be going very, very soon. Next up, we do have something that is, keeping up with the rare and exotic. We have item number 1120013. This is going to be our cat's eye alexandrite. And wow, look at the cat's eye on that stone. Because we have two spotlights on the stone, you're getting the two flashes of light. But yes, this is our 86-point cat's eye with 95 points in yet another bridge. What did I say about bridge mountings being everywhere here at TVON? It is true. Even for, this is an example of what a bridge mounting would look like on a slightly smaller stone, and it is a different variation of a bridge, but it is a bridge nonetheless. It is just so easy and effortless, and just put a rare stone in it and just call it a day. And yes, this is our 86-point cat's eye. We did have quite a few alexandrites on Sunday, but they are a little bit of a different animal. This is a cat's eye alexandrite, whereas those were faceted. This one is, you have that special effect in the way that it's cut and the way nature intended. Every time you shine a light on it, it will follow the light source and create that sort of line, which we call cat's eye because, well, cat's eyes, the pupils have that special sort of shape to them. And yeah, they do tend to be rarer than your normal faceted alexandrites. Only a very few select stones are able to create this sort of light refraction on it. And this one, we were supposed to let it go for $39.99. But as with everything we have at TVON, we're not going to let it go for that price. We got to give everyone the best deal possible on the most exotic jewelry we have. So $39.99 it is not going to be, or even $29.99. Or even $19.99. And this one, we do also ask you keep it in the white gold. I mean, with a cat's eye alexandrite or any cat's eye in general, I don't think you want to distract from stone anyways. So keeping it in the white gold is usually kind of the way to let the stones pop the most. So $19.99 it is not going to be tonight, not $19.99 or $18.88 or even $17.77. My goodness, I am nonstop yapping today. $17.77 it is not going to be. Let's just blow it out. Let's make it $1,399. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And of course I can try it on. One moment. Even on the hand, you can see that cat's eye pattern going through the stone. It is definitely one of our more distinct cat's eyes. Sometimes Usually, sometimes with cat's eyes, I know because I'm usually taking them in a very bright environment, you can't really tell unless you're shining a light directly on the stone. With this one, it's even evident without it shining directly on top of it. You can still see the light is from the angle that I'm holding my hand. The light's not shining directly at the stone, but you can still see that distinct line, which is not always the case with cat's eye. Cat's eyes are not all treated the same. And by treated, I mean not in the literal sense, but you know, they don't all have the same effect is what I mean to say. And this one definitely is an exceptional one with that sort of light running through it. It is a very, very sharp, distinct line. And back on the wheel it goes. All right. Ooh. We do also, wow, I don't think I mentioned this yet today, but we do have what I believe is the largest Kunzite pendant we have ever had on this show. Yeah, I think this one has to come next, because I don't know when else we would ever have the time or the space to fill this show with, because my gosh, this is truly, I believe, the largest Kunzite we have ever had on this channel. So let's just move this aside for now. Look at this. Well, it doesn't even fit up in the camera, at least in the position I have it, and it's not even staying. This is going to be item number 11265552. It doesn't even want to stay in the frame. Looks like I gotta adjust the cameras again. This is going to be our 59.05 carat Kunzite. Everyone just saw how much I had to zoom out by, right? That was quite a bit. And then not only do you have almost 60 carats in just the Kunzite, you also have 6.5 carats in the aqua, which we really should have just taken that out and put that in a ring. I mean, I do have an aqua ring that is pretty much that size. Actually, the aqua ring I have is not even half the size that we put into this pendant. So, you know, you're getting two very significantly sized stones set in a major statement necklace or statement pendant. This one does not come with a chain, but if you do have a thicker chain that you want to put this on, I think it would look fabulous. This is, I think it's the largest Kunzite we have left, but don't quote me on that. We might have something bigger. Of course, if you wanted to know for sure, you can definitely call in and ask our operators. They know all. They're sitting behind a computer that stores all of the information. Unfortunately, although I wish my brain was a computer, it's not, so I can't remember everything. But yes, this is probably the largest we have, and this one is supposed to go out for $43,973. I mean, for something that large, yeah, that would be the price tag to match it. 1.5 inches from top to bottom, pretty. You got a pretty big size for just, especially if you consider that it's mostly, the length is coming from the two stones. That is a pretty big size. This is definitely not something that you want to wear every single day. It's not for the faint of heart, but just look at the color. It's that true sort of lilac lavender. Actually, lilac lavender is almost a little bit too tame to describe the color of that. I can't even think of the shade of purple. I should really start reading up on my Pantone cards. I need to study up. But yeah, it's truly an exceptional stone. And that aquamarine, usually aquamarines, we're usually used to them being super light, washed out with maybe almost like non-colored with the hint of blue. This is truly also a vibrant Santa Maria aquamarine stone, just to go with that Kunzite. With a stone of this color, this size, if we wanted to create a sort of contrast, we had to pick a stone that was equally saturated, equally significant to sort of match it. And this one, we're not going to do $42,000 or even $22,000 or even $12,973 for one of the largest Kunzites. I keep saying largest Kunzite. It's probably the largest pendant we have. I don't think we have a pendant with a single stone that's larger than this. This is true. This is probably the pendant we have with the largest size stone. So if you are someone who really values a very large piece, or just wants something, which this can truly be described as a boulder. If you're into wearing boulders on your neckline, this will be the way to go. $12,973. It's not even going to be $11,000. $11,999 is not going to be today. Yeah, we're truly going to make this a deal to remember. Let me just show you what this looks like against the hand really quick, just so you can see. I'm not lying when I'm saying this is probably the largest stone we have in the pendant. Look at that. Even just the aquas, I'm holding it by the tweezers. If I put that aqua next to my hand, that could be a, that would be, that I keep saying could as it's a hypothetical. It will be a beautiful ring. If anything, if this one doesn't go today, we melt it for the gold, turn that aqua into a ring, and we just put that stone in a museum somewhere. We can just say that it used to be a crown jewel of some sort. But this one is not even going to be $11,999. Brand new markdown today for the largest pendant we have in our inventory. Let's just blow it out. Back on the wheel it goes. This one, yeah. This one we're going to do something quite special on this. This one's going to be $10,699. We really want it to go out below cost. This one is truly an exceptional piece. In fact, the stone, I'm looking at the bag right now. The stone is so big, they had to write the measurements of the stone on the bag. It's apparently 17 millimeters from top to bottom, although it looks a lot larger than 17 millimeters. Maybe this is inaccurate. Oh, wait, no. I am reading this correctly. It's 17 millimeters, but not from top to bottom. It's 17 millimeters wide. Yeah, that sounds about right. 17 millimeters wide. It is 25.5 millimeters long for just the Kunzite stone. That is the biggest stone we have. Voila. Today is truly the show of museum level pieces. We have so many things that if we don't sell tonight, we might just donate it to the Smithsonian and call it a day. I mean, at least in a museum somewhere, it gets to see the light of day. People can walk around, look at it. It can appreciate the gazes of people to the public eye. But here in our vaults, it doesn't do it any good. At least in a museum somewhere, it can get the attention it deserves. All right. Moving right along. We have something that I think is also relatively new to us. We have, wow, doing all this zooming in and out of the camera is probably going to give someone vertigo, but that's just the way the show is going today. This one's going to be item number 1125048. This is going to be our oval Padparadscha designer ring set in the platinum for this one with 70 points in white diamonds. Look at that. This is honestly, it's almost like a variation of our waterfall ring. If you don't know what that looks like, you can always go on TVON.com. I believe it's up there. You can see it's as sort of similar style to this ring, except without the center stone. You have two bands of white gold on the top and bottom with smaller and bigger diamonds cascading through the negative space, almost like a waterfall, hence waterfall ring. So if you are a big fan of that ring, you just want to put a museum level quality stone in the middle of that, this is the one for you. You get your 92 points in that iconic Padparadscha color. This one is that sort of pinky sapphire. Usually I think Padparadschas are more pinky orange. This one, it's definitely more of a cooler pink, but we're gonna go by the bag and say that it's a Padparadscha anyways. This is truly a sort of modern take on the band ring. What am I trying to say? Yeah, modern take on the band ring. You have those 4 clusters of diamonds in between, almost like that sort of designer logo. My gosh, I'm stumbling over my words like crazy. You would think I need a speech therapist, but I don't. I talk very normally in my normal day life. It's just something happens to me when you put a camera on me. It's like I'm a cat. Anyways, this one, it is an exceptional designer piece. This one was supposed to go out for $49.99, but we don't want to do that for this beautiful, beautiful one-of-a-kind ring. This, I don't think, we really should create mountings more like this. I believe, again, there's something so beautiful about taking a slightly wider band, putting all that negative space in. It gives it that sort of daintiness that you don't usually get if we were to cover all of that in gold. It just looks very different on the hand. It gives a sort of lightness, airiness to it, and of course you have that gorgeous Padparadscha, which we are running very low as well on these days. I feel like we go long periods of time without seeing Padparadschas, and then suddenly we have a bunch and then they go away again. So it is the season of Padparadschas apparently right now. So if you've been eyeing one and you have been waiting and waiting for, I think we haven't had Padparadsschas in a couple months ever since this last week or so. So if you have been waiting for one for any amount of time, I suggest you snatch it up in the next couple of days or so. Because once they're gone, it's probably going to be quite a while before we get any more again. But $49.99 it is not going to be for this one. Not going to be $49 or $39 or even $29.99. This one I think we are going to do a very special deal on today. Let me just try it on for you before we get into any of that. However, ooh, it's going to be a little bit of a tight fit for me, but that is okay. We will size it to whatever you want. And of course, if you are new to us, we do free sizing and free shipping. So if anything is not the size that you need, at least in the samples, we definitely will resize it for you. If we can't resize the original ring, more often than not, we'll just remake it in your correct size free of charge. Not many companies nowadays do that. Usually anytime you have to go bigger than one full size, they do charge you for it, but not us. So $29.99 it is not going to be. Really, we probably should have implemented a fee within the jewelry for sizing a long time ago, but we still haven't done that. So until we do, this is probably the best price you're going to get. $29.99 it is not going to be, though. It's not even going to be $19.99 today. Back on the wheel it goes. On my hand, it almost reminds me of like a little tiara. It's fulfilling all of my childhood princess dreams. Doesn't it look like a double tiara faced against each other? Yeah, but it's not going to be the price of a tiara, not going to be the price of crown jewels at all. Not going to be $19.99. Let's just blow it out. Let's make it $1,777 for one of the best Padparadschas we have. In the oval, super classic oval shape. It's not, I mean, I'm partial to the oval. I think with pear shapes, you know, you always have to think, do I want to wear it point up, point down? And at least to me, pear shapes are not always something that I want to wear all the time. To me, the most everyday wearable shape for me would be an oval, occasionally an emerald cut, but I'm more partial towards the oval, so this is definitely my cup of tea. But if it's not yours, totally understandable. I'm sure we can find one in the next coming days, or if you have something super specific in mind, feel free to give us a call. Do not hesitate. We love showing things you want to see, not just things that we want to put up here. We want to show what you want to see. And anything at all. If you want to see diamonds by the art that day, if you feel, yes. Thank you so much. I knew those were going to go. The studs are gone. Thank you very much. But yes, as I was saying, if you have any requests at all, if you want to see Padparadscha that are bigger, smaller, more diamonds, less diamonds, always give us a call. Let us know. We will double check to see what we have, and we are doing our very best to bring you what you want to see. All right. Moving on. Wow, we've shown a lot of sort of these pinky, purpley, pink tones stones today. We've had red beryls, we had Padparadschas, we've had Imperial topaz. They're all in the pink family. We still also had that wonderful bicolor pendant on chain. That one is still here, which is also that sort of same hue. We really stuck to one sort of tone today. Interesting. So let's change it up a little, shall we? Let's mix it up. Actually, let's leave that on there while I get this next item out of the bag. All right, let's change it up while also going back to the basics. We've got Tanzanite drops. Wow, I know we usually have one or two Tanzanites every single show, but we don't always have them in earrings. Usually they're in a ring or a pendant. Ooh, this one does not want to stay up. But this one is going to be item number 1128199. Come on. Sometimes you gotta wrestle with the jewelry a little bit. Oh, there we go. Ah, my goodness. It does not want to stay up today. Let's see if I can do it this way. There we go. Got it. Nope. All right. Looks like I gotta hold it. It's okay. Sometimes it's just one of those days. You can't get them all. I was lucky I could get most of them to stand today, considering they were all pendants. But yes, this is item number 1128199. This is our 8 karat 41 total weight emerald cut blue wing blocky Tanzanite. So you're getting 4 1/4, a little less than 4 1/4 carats in each ear for the Tanzanite itself. Then you have 7 points total in the white diamond. So if you can see, they kind of loop almost like a cursive L. And the earrings, they are perfect mirrors of each other. So you just wear them on either ear and they'll either face each other or face away from each other, depending on what you like. I prefer them so that the L's look like they're facing towards each other, like a mirror almost. Yeah, so these are our exceptional drops, and this is an example of a drop that I would still consider everyday wearable. They're not super heavy, they won't drag down your ear. They're also not super long, so if that's someone, it doesn't particularly bother me, but I know some people who are very tactile wearers of, or they care very much about how it wears on the ear throughout the day when you're walking. They don't like to feel anything in their ears. This one won't really do that because it's not super long. It's only a little over 1.25 inches. So it is a great length. Oh my goodness, I'm like covering the design of the thing, which I don't want to do, but sometimes you just you gotta do what you gotta do. There, that's better. You can definitely see what I mean by cursive L there now. Yeah, so these ones are supposed to go out for $79.99. They are 4 carats each per stone. We normally, for 4 carat ring or 4 carat stones, we usually have them set into rings, but we decided not to for this time. We decided to put them into earrings. It's always a feat when we get to put them into earrings because it's very hard to find 2 perfectly matching stones. Usually, even if the size or the carat weight is the same, sometimes the cutting is a little bit different, the height, the depth of the stones are a little bit different, so we never can make them into perfectly matching earrings. So I'm so glad we got to bring these out for you today. And this one, we can actually change the gold color. So if you'd like them in yellow gold, which I think they'd also look fantastic, we can definitely do that as well. If you like it in rose gold, not my thing, but if you would like to, we can do that as well. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Tanzanites we've had in rose gold before, I do think look exceptional. So you know what? If that is the mood you're feeling, go for it. And $79.99 is not going to be $69.99 or $59.99 for our only pair of Tanzanite earrings. Actually, that's not true. I have another pair of fancy cut. If you want something a little bit more non-traditional, I have that coming up for you. But this is definitely for those traditional Tanzanite wearers, and $59.99 is not going to be, or even $49.99. Let's just blow these out for $3,999. $39.99 for our one-of-a-kind emerald cut drop earrings, everyday wearable. Let me show these against the hand just so you can see a size comparison. Like I said, they only run about a little over 1.25 inches from top to bottom. So they won't hang super, super long from your ear. If your ears happen to be kind of close to your neck, they also won't brush against your neck at all. So these are very, very easy to wear, and they are still technically a very classic style, even though it has a sort of loop at the top. I wouldn't say these are super crazy by any stretch of the imagination. They still can be considered a very classic drop earring. And back on the wheel they go. If they ever want to stay on the wheel. My gosh, these are uncooperative today. Very uncooperative. Yep. Yeah, they don't want to do that. Wait. My God, I think they want to stand up. You know what? You never know if you don't try, right? Anyways, I think this is the sign for me to move on because these do not want to be displayed. Trust me, earrings are better looking when they're worn anyways. They're not meant to be sitting on a wheel. Let's just say that. All right. Moving on, we had a little black opal ring earlier today. However, I have another black opal piece, very atypical as well. it is a brooch. We also had a let's just bring this away so I can show you what the brooch looks like. Ooh, ooh, oh. Again, super huge, so it will not fit in the frame, but I will zoom out so that we can get all of it in the shot. Look at that. Almost looks like a pair of wings, angel wings, with the black opal just sitting perfectly in the center. Look at that. Now this would also be a great example of a piece to hold, for example, a shawl or a scarf together. This is item number 1127624. It is a platinum brooch set in the platinum. You have 1 carat 73 in the oval black opals with a carat 05 and the diamonds all around it, giving it sort of that winged look. Honestly, it almost looks like it, I mean, it is a piece of art, but it looks like something that you would draw in your notebook, but in a sort of elevated way. It's almost giving Y2K almost. If I had to name an era, it's a Y2K style. 1 carat 73 for the oval black opal, and then 1 carat 05 in the diamonds. So while the opal is not the largest we've ever had, it is still, I feel like it matches this style of brooch right well. And it more than compensates for that with over a carat in diamonds. So, you know, it kind of has everything. You have all your diamonds, you still have a very significant, I was gonna say gold weight, but it's actually platinum weight. And then, yeah, you have that black opal almost as like a topper just to make it extra special. It definitely ties everything together. If it were all diamonds, I don't think it would create quite an impact as the black opal does. And for this brooch, again, a brooch is a very unique accessory. I think that it takes a very special type of person to pull off a brooch. It's very elegant. If you're someone who likes to a formal, I always imagine weddings or any sort of garden party. When I get a little bit chilly, instead of bringing a jacket, I usually bring a shawl or a scarf, and I just kind of drape it over my shoulders. And this would kind of be the perfect brooch to pin the two together to kind of give it that almost cape-like effect. Does everyone see the vision? I feel like I'm painting a very vivid picture, but only to myself. So if anyone can validate me, that would be wonderful. But yeah, this is exactly the type of brooch I'd wear to some sort of wedding, garden party, springtime event, which is perfect because spring has come. And this one's supposed to go out for $69.99, but we're not gonna do that today. Are you asking for this one? Okay, you had a very long pause. I was just kind of like, oh, $69.99. It is not going to be for this one, or even $59.99, or $49.99. My $99.99s, that's going to be my new warm-up tongue twister now. I have to do $99.99, $99.99. You know how people usually say red leather, yellow leather? For TV hosts at TVON, you have to do $99.99s just to get them all out. $49.99, it is not going to be, or even $39.99 or $29.99 for this one-of-a-kind brooch. And I know I'm holding it so that the V is pointed down. That's just how I would wear it. However, I mean, if you want to wear it the other way around, I don't see why you couldn't. Oh, it actually opened, but let me just show you what it would look like. Oh, if you want to hold it, oh, it opened. Sorry, you're looking at a blank wheel right now. I don't mean to do that to you, but it's because it sort of opened while I was flipping it. But yeah, if you want to wear it with a point facing up, go ahead. Don't let me stop you. It would still look great regardless. And it's not going to be $29.99. Let's just blow it out. One color only for this one-of-a-kind accessory. Another one of those pieces where if you wear this, you know for a fact that no one's going to copy you. It's never going to be one of those fashion faux pas where you perfectly match with a random stranger in the room. That's like truly one of my nightmares. Never happened. And not even going to be $29.99. Let's just make it $2,499. That's actually a true story, by the way. I had a dream just a couple days ago. I don't usually remember my dreams, but I vaguely remember matching with someone at like a wedding and feeling super embarrassed. It's like, I feel like I need a psychiatrist to psychoanalyze that and see what it means. People say dreams means things. I should probably get that checked out. but $24.99 is what it's going to be for this one-of-a-kind brooch. All right. All right, and with that, we're halfway through the show. My goodness, time does fly when you're with family. And I'm with my TVON family, so it works out. All right, halfway through the show, I do have a wheel for you, so let's do that next. Ooh, so let's just start placing items on this wheel here. And first off, in no particular order, we have a golden pearl, which we also have been seeing a lot of recently. And right next to that, we have a Paraiba in quartz. Look at that. Now, we have seen this for a little bit in the past, but I thought it was only fitting to bring this out on a wheel. And next up in the lineup, we also have, look at that, we have a round golden quartz. Oh, you know what, let's put it on this side. I don't want them to fight for attention there. We have the golden quartz. All right, keep it going. Oh, what's that? We have another opal. Today is definitely the opal show, which I have noticed with our substitutions. Opals tend to be the stars of the show when Lauren's not here. But yes, and then last but not least, ooh, we have a turquoise that looks like it wants to be the star. So let's just bring that to the back, bring these up front, and yeah, we don't want anyone to compete with anyone here. Look at that. Ooh, this is gonna be what I hope will be my discount deal of the day. Discount deal of the day. Triple D. All right, so let's give you some stats, shall we? I feel like whenever I say that, I feel like a sports announcer, even though I don't watch sports. But yes, let's give you some stats for this incredible lineup for the halfway point of the show. We have, starting off, let's start with the golden pearl, which I did put down first. This is going to be our 14mm golden round pearl. I mean, pearls happen to be round, that's just how they like to be formed. But yes, this is our 14mm with 54 points in white diamonds and this sort of 3-petaled floral mounting. We have seen this in the past before, but we have brought it down to a brand new low tonight. Next up, we have that Shield Sleeping Beauty turquoise. That's going to be our 3-carat 44 with 99 point in diamonds around it. So you're getting almost a carat in diamonds for that massive, I say shield, it looks like a shield, tray, anything that just has a large round surface area, medallion. You can go on and on and on, but that's what that ring is. That is, even though it is a classic band in the back, which I will show you in a bit, on the hand, this is truly, truly a statement piece. Almost a little too overwhelming for me, but I know not everyone has the same shaped hands as me, and this will look great on a majority of people. Next up, we have our round gold quartz. I know it has been highly requested in the last couple weeks, but this is one I don't think we've seen actually, I don't think we've seen recently, this golden quartz. Usually they come in more ovals or cushion styles. This is the first time in a while where I think we've seen the round. You know what, let's do some rearranging because I feel like it's like fighting for camera, for airtime right now. So yeah, let's do a little bit of rearranging. So yeah, that's going to be our 12-carat 94 round natural gold quartz. So that's quartz with gold encapsulated in it. And with the round diamonds as well, you have 66 points in the diamonds. And then last but not least, actually that's not true, we got 2 more to go. Getting ahead of myself. We have the 4-carat 88 Brazilian Paraiba in quartz, so similar to the gold quartz. You have natural Brazilian Paraiba encapsulated in the quartz to give it that sort of almost, when we first got the Paraiba in quartz, I said it's kind of petri dish looking. I still stand by that, but you know, this might be a bit of a deep cut, but have you ever gone on the internet and just looked at petri dishes and think, wow, that'd be a great pattern for a dress? That's just me. I have very distinct tastes, but it does kind of look like that, and I think that it does, or you know what, to give it more maybe universal context, it kind of looks like mushrooms. If you ever seen like the patterns of fungi in nature, it kind of looks like that as well. Or if you just play like Mario Kart and you just see that. Yeah, it kind of looks like a character from Mario. Again, too many deep cuts for today. This is going to be our 4K88 Paraiba in quartz, Brazilian Paraiba in quartz, with 72 points in diamonds on the band. And then last but not least, finally, we have the crystal opal 2K72 with 48 points in white diamonds. Wow, and every single one of these pieces is supposed to be well over $9,000 today, but it is my discount wheel for today. So we're not going to do that. In fact, I'm going to actually rearrange these two again, because again, I feel like they're kind of fighting for top billing right now, and we don't want to do that. So these are all going to be well over $9,000, but we're not going to do that today. And I feel like this is such a unique mixture of pieces. They're all so different. You kind of have something for everyone. You have something for the more wearable, for that crystal opal. That's something that probably I would gravitate towards for every day, definitely. But if I wanted to, you know, maybe have someone see it from outer space, I'd go for that turquoise. I'm just saying, that could be the mood of the night. Let's see, it probably depends on how brave I'm feeling that day, but $9,000 is not going to be, it's not going to be half of what we want for one of them. It's not going to be $4,500 tonight. And all of these the gold color can be changed, except for that pearl there. That pearl does have to stay in the yellow gold, but everything else, you can change the gold color. Even that golden quartz, if you want it in yellow gold, which I think would look fantastic, change it to yellow gold if you want. If you want that Paraiba quartz in yellow gold, change that too, although I don't think that would look as good as if you change the golden quartz to yellow gold. That turquoise over there, I know a lot of people like that turquoise in yellow gold, that shade of blue with the yellow gold, and I think it does look great. In fact, I think we have had that before, that ring in the yellow gold. I think we have done that. So if you'd like to do that again, go ahead and do it. Any one of these, you can change the gold color. Actually, I take that back. That crystal opal has to stay in the platinum. That one's in platinum, so that one does have to stay. But everything else you can change. So, yeah. $4,500, it's not going to be today. Not going to be $45 or $35 or even $2,500. Let me try on. Let's go from largest to smallest today. Let's start with the turquoise, the shield medallion. Look at that. It is the width of my entire finger. That is truly something that you can see. It almost looks like if you were seeing a bird's eye view of a hat, of a really big hat. That's what that looks like. Or maybe even a hurricane. Wow, this one is truly a statement piece. As I'm moving my hand, it does look like a hurricane, and the turquoise is the eye of that hurricane. Truly an exceptional piece. And back on the wheel it goes. $2,500, it is not going to be. Brand new low for all of these pieces tonight and tonight only. Let's just make it $1,999. For any one of these pieces, you can get it for less than $2,000. Exceptional, especially since all these rings are not small rings by any stretch of the imagination. These are not teeny tiny itty bitty rings. These are definitely all something that you wear to make a statement. Next up, going from largest to smallest, second largest, let's do the pearl. And this one, ooh, this one's also a tight fit, but I am doing my best. On the hand it goes. This is what the pearl looks like on the hand. As you can see, again, pretty big. The width of the ring does exceed both the width of my finger. I mean, the ring size is a little bit small, but even if you change the ring size, the size of the mounting will stay the same. Yes? Sure. All right, back on the wheel it goes to show the inside of the gold quartz. No problem. Do you need to see it close up or just back here? As you can see, we didn't do a complete under gallery under it, but it is flat. You can still see the different pattern on the other side of the stone as well. And to be clear, this sort of mounting does sit very comfortably on the hand for the gold quartz. It is very easy to wear. And while we're on it, I can try it on for you as well. So let's do that one next, breaking from the pattern today. Back on the hand it goes. This one is actually a tiny bit small, but this one actually fits a lot better. As you can see, again, this is like everything else on this wheel. It's not a small ring. It's pretty significant size. I mean, it's not as big as the pearl or the turquoise, but you know what? It still has presence. And the pattern of the golden quartz of this one, if you look, honestly, from back here, it almost looks like a picture of a map, doesn't it? Like you can almost kind of see North America, South America. Am I getting delirious from hypoxia. It's like I'm talking so much, I'm not ingesting enough oxygen today. So it might be messing with my head a little bit. It kind of, to me, as of right now, it looks like the map of the world if it was all gold. And back on the wheel it goes. And, oh, this one doesn't want to come off. Maybe it has to go home with me if your caller doesn't want to take it, Andy. All right, and next up, let's do the Paraiba in quartz. Now, yeah, sure, I'm trying on the, yeah, let's stay on the wheel for a second. I'll go ahead and try on the opal as well. Oop, clinky. Now, this opal is definitely a little bit too small for my hand, but that's okay. Here is the crystal opal on the hand. Even from a distance, you can see all those reds poking through. That one's truly the most dominant flashes of color, but as you turn it to the side, you're seeing more of the yellows and the greens. And then as you look deeply into the red, the more you look at it, the more you see the blues. That's kind of the beauty of the crystal opal. It's almost like a party in a stone. It looks like you have someone popped a bunch of confetti just into that one tiny little cabochon. And then through the camera, I'm seeing a lot of the reds and the greens, but as I'm looking down from my eye to my hand, you see a lot more of the greens. So it's just almost like a magical illusion within a work of nature. So look at that. There is the crystal opal on the hand. And again, this is one of the ones that the gold color has to stay. So this one's set in platinum, and it does have to stay in the platinum. Back on the wheel it goes. And the last one I have not tried is going to be that Paraiba in quartz. So let's go ahead and try that one on. Paraiba in quartz. Last but certainly not least. Yeah, this is making me, it's reminding me of my best video game life. It's giving very video game biology. You know what? Yeah. Doesn't it almost look like an egg, a mythical egg from like a fairy tale or something? I used to love reading fantasy books, and this is what I imagine like magical creatures' eggs to look like. It is, it is truly a one-of-a-kind piece. And by the way, all of our Paraiba and quartzes, if you aren't familiar with them, they all have a different pattern. So if you see a Paraiba and quartz that maybe you don't like the pattern of, you can always ask us to bring out a different ring, and they usually have a different pattern. So if you want to see maybe more of the blues, more of the purples, more of the quartz, we can go ahead and search that for you, and we can bring out the one that best suits your needs. And back on the wheel it goes. All right. All right, looks like a couple of those pieces are verifying, so let's move on, shall we? I'm not sure what's still here and what's gone, so before I anger any more people, let's move on to the next piece. All right. Next up, let's bring these away for a second. Did your caller like any of those, Andy? Okay. Oh, thank you. This one's gone. The last one that's on the air, the opal is gone. Thank you so much. All right, next up, let's bring back a Tanzanite. I've only had one today so far, which I believe is still here, but operators let me know. I'm not quite sure. So let's bring out Tanzanite number 2. This is item number 1128409. This is one of our fancy cut Tanzanites, which, if you don't know, we have a couple of Tanzanites every show, but we don't usually get the fancy cuts that often. I think we get fancy cuts maybe once every couple months or so. So we're very excited to bring this. This is almost that sort of, I like to call this the Superman cut because it looks like his logo. I don't know the actual word for this type of cut, but that's okay. This is our 9 karat 93 fancy cut blue wing block D Tanzanite pendant with 6 points in diamonds at the top with another in that other Superman emblem style. So super simple, but you know, with cuts like these, we don't want the mounting to overwhelm the stone, so we like to keep it as simple as possible. We don't like to add too many design elements, no swirls or anything like that, so just keep it super, super simple. Let the cutting speak for itself, because that is an exceptional cut. With the way this stone is cut, you can really see the irregular flashes of red. Just as I'm looking through the stone, you can see the red coming through. And it is truly an exceptional piece, and this is almost 10 carats, so it's not a small pendant by any means. If anything, on the neckline, it's on its side right now, but I'll show it up against the hand. It kind of looks like a tie. It's like a women's version of a tie, the way the diamonds are almost like the knot and it comes down. I mean, it doesn't point like a tie, but it's almost reminiscent of a tie to me. And I think there's something so gorgeous about a woman wearing a tie. Like, when I think it's just very elegant and very chic. There are moments where I think you want to lean towards the hyper feminine, but with a pendant like this, you can definitely go more of a unisex look, for sure. And yeah, it does, yeah, now that I say it, it's looking more and more like a tie to me. And this one's supposed to go out for $12,999. This is a one only. It is a specialty cut, and it is almost 10 carats for just the stone itself. $12,999 is what it's supposed to go out for. But we're not going to do that price today. Not going to be $12,999, and it is an inch from top to bottom. So it's not super, super long, but it's not small either. And you know what? Because it is, even though it's only an inch tall, it is also about an inch wide. It's probably more like 3/4 of an inch wide, so it does still have that size to it. And $12,999 is not going to be, not even going to be $99.99. Let me just show this against the hand really quick, so you also see what it looks like, you know, how it's supposed to dangle on the neckline. One moment. Let me just pick it up. There it is. That's what it looks like against the hand. Doesn't it kind of look like a little tie in a way? Am I reaching again? Sometimes what I say it looks like isn't what it actually looks like to you, and that's okay. But yeah, it is very, very unique. We definitely do not have another pendant like this. So if you're hoping to get two and match with your friend, unfortunately, I don't think we can do that. But yeah, this is truly an exceptional piece, and it's not going to be $12,999 or even $99.99. It is so pretty, and even from a distance, that true vibrant royal blue color is peeking through, as it does with every one of our blue wing block D Tanzanites. Sorry about that. There was a little fly who got so blinded by the light of the Tanzanite, kept flying closer. I just wanted to get it away. Back on the wheel it goes, and $99.99 is not. Oh, you were cooperating so well earlier. Now it doesn't want to. $99.99 it is not. $89.99 it is not. $79.99 it is not. And this one, because it is a fancy cut, we did make this mounting especially for this Tanzanite. So this one does have to stay in the white gold. I feel like most of the things I have had today are designer pieces, so that was the case with most of our pieces today. But yeah, there's a price you want to pay for perfection. We want to keep it the way the designer intended. And $79.99 it is not. Yeah, brand new markdown on this museum level fancy cut Boeing Block D Tanzanite tonight. Not going to be $79 or $69 or even $59.99. By the way, I mentioned that we only had one of these pendants. I didn't say that was the only stone we had, however, because if you do like this one, we do have earrings as well, which I will show next. But yeah, let's just blow these out. Not $59.99 or even $4,999. Let's just make these $4,499. $44.99 for our Superman pendant. Superman shaped Tanzanite pendant for our super stone. Yeah, with super fancy cuts like this, definitely the way to go would either be pendants, or if you're lucky enough to get two, earrings, which we have coming up. Yep, $44.99. yeah, there's truly a unique way that cannot, a unique color to that stone that cannot be replicated. Except in this case, we did replicate it. Wow. Don't we love it when life works out that way? In fact, let me just put it next to each other just so you can see exactly how much they match. If it will sit, actually. Come on, don't do this to me today. Is it sitting? There we go. Let's move you to the side. All right, let's zoom out. While we do that, here's the item number. This is going to be item number 1128402. As you can see, next to it we have the earrings. It is a similar cutting, but you know, not exactly the same. And they do, on the ear, they will sit the opposite way. Whereas the pendant, the point is facing up. On the earrings, the point will be facing down in their classic latchback style. This is going to be, this is only one earring, but there are two, obviously. This is going to be 23, the center stone is 23 carats and 58 points, fancy cut blue wing block D Tanzanites with 1 total carat in white diamonds in that single halo and along the latch back. 1 carat exactly. And yes, 23 carat 58, so you have about 11, almost 12 carats in each stone. So in fact, the center stone is actually even bigger than in the pendant itself. So yeah, let's say goodbye to the pendant for now so we can show both of these earrings. One moment. Goodbye pendant, have earring take center stage. Yes, but yes, almost 12 carats total in just the center stone, which, you know, bigger than the pendant, which the pendant was already pretty big. This is on another league. So this one, because you have 2 perfectly matching, oh my goodness, 2 perfectly matching fancy cut stones, this one does, the price tag does get into more museum levels, but you know what, these do belong in a museum. How often do you get to see 2 perfectly matching stones like this? And you know what, this is definitely going to be unlike any other Tanzanite earring you may have had before. I know we just had studs yesterday. Those are our trillion cut studs. These are almost on the complete opposite spectrum. Trillion cut studs, solitaires with no diamonds on it, versus fancy cuts with half a carat in each ear and drops. These are completely almost a different animal. And this one, because you have 2 of those identically cut, larger than 10 carat stones each, these were supposed to go for $29,999. But we really want this to go to a great home. We really want this to go to one of our museum level collectors out there. So if you have a price in mind, and keep in mind if the pendant was around $44.99, we want to keep it around the same, we want to give it a same value, so we want to keep it in the same ballpark. You can call our operators, you can find out what the price is. If you would like, you can also make an offer, and our operators can give you all the information. So please call in for the off-air for this one. This one is truly a museum level piece for something like this. We want it to go someone who's really, truly passionate about them. So yeah, I just thought I'd bring them out. You know, it is my first show in at least 2 years, and I wanted to bring the true museum level quality. This is true, we say that for a lot of our things, but this is museum level in the sense that you will probably almost never see a cut like these in earrings ever again. We probably won't have stones this big in earrings again. I'm sure we've had emerald cuts and rounds that actually are around this size in earrings, but you know what? Fancy cuts, super hard to come by in the almost identical shape and size. In cutting everything, they are perfectly the same. Almost, we will never see it again. It's truly, as in, you should put it in a museum because you can't see it anywhere else. So we really want this to go to one very special caller. So if you are interested, please call in for the price, and then we'll do our best to work with you. Okay. Ooh. And with this, gotta work on my vocal exercises. With these earrings, we are at the last hour of our show. Or more accurately, we have 2 minutes and an hour until the very end of our Thursday evening. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who tuned in today. I know it's a little bit jarring to see me here instead of Lauren, but she hopefully will be back. If not tomorrow, then by the weekend. We want to give her as much time as she needs to recover. And everyone, please go wish her a get well soon, and hopefully she can be up and running. That's not right. Hopefully she can be back in tip-top shape as soon as possible. We wish her the very, very best here. But until then, I guess we can continue this weekday extravaganza for the next couple days. So thank you to everyone who has been bearing with me so far. We still have a lot of great things coming up in the last hour, but of course, if you have any of those last-minute requests, please get them in to us so we can get them out for you as soon as we can. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. And if you're commenting on YouTube or Facebook, please wish Lauren a get well soon. And yeah, let's go back to these earrings. I don't want my message to distract from the beauty of these earrings for super long. You know, who wants to look at me? Everyone wants to look at the jewelry. Oh my goodness. Because I don't do this very often, I can slowly hear my voice splintering. This is not good. All right. All right, let's move on from the museum big. I don't know where I was going with that. We had Paraibas, we had brooches, we had all this wonderful, large, rare pieces. Let's do something a little bit less ginormous, huge. Let's change it up a little. We got a color change Diaspore. I don't think I've had one of those yet today. This is going to be item number 1122700. This is going to be our color change Diaspore ring with pink diamonds in that halo. And then this is 5 carat 76 for the color change Diaspore, 44 points in that halo of pink. And of course you have 40 points in white diamonds in that sort of X framing either side. Beautiful take on a very classic style. We could have just gone with a simple single halo pink diamonds, but we really want to give the ring a little bit more presence, so we decided to do the X's on either side, almost giving it sort of four-leaf floor-petaled floral sort of look. Or if you want to think about it, it gives it a very modern diamond-heavy effect to it. Yeah, let's go with that. So this one does have to stay in the white and rose gold. It's set in the 14 karat gold currently. But because of those pink diamonds, we want to make sure everything looks as the way the designer intended. But this is such a unique way to set Diaspore, I think. We usually see our Diaspore in either just yellow gold or white and yellow gold, but I haven't seen it with the pink diamonds except for our Afghan purple pink Diaspore, which it makes sense to be in rose gold, but I don't think I've ever seen it with the classic sort of yellow green stones, and I gotta say, I like it. It's very springtime, especially with Easter coming up. I feel like with Easter, I'm always thinking of butter yellows, pastel pinks, maybe a little bit of lavenders, and this is very fitting for Easter. So if you still haven't picked out your Easter jewelry, this could be the way to go. And of course, with the color change Diaspore, under incandescent lighting, it changes to this sort of almost purpley brown hue. I don't think we have an image of it, but maybe in the next time we have a Diaspore up, we can do a image and just put it up there, but we don't have that right now. But yeah, this is kind of the perfect Easter ring, I think. Even as I'm saying Easter, maybe it's like the word association to my brain, but the X's are starting to look like bunny ears. It's, again, I think it is the word association, or I'm just crazy. But yes, it is a exceptional ring and perfect for the season. I feel even if you're not a Easter celebrating type person, it also just screams springtime. All of these Easter colors, it's honestly just also very synonymous with spring. So this one's supposed to go out for $49.99, but we're doing a special deal on it because it is Easter coming up soon, and for anyone who hasn't gotten their Easter jewelry yet, this one is ready to go. So if you buy it today, it'll probably leave our facilities tomorrow. You'll receive it on Monday or Tuesday, depending on what size you get, of course. If it's anything too big, we might have to recast it, and that might take some time. But you know what? Even by the time you get it, it'll still be springtime, and it'll still be perfect for the season. $49.99 it is not, $39.99 it is not, or even $29.99. Springtime fever. We're gonna do something kind of crazy for this one. I don't know why I said that, spring fever. That is a saying, right? Spring fever, craziness. $29.99 it is not. Let's just make this $1,999. I just want it smooth and easy. Don't want to keep you in too much suspense. You know, we want to get everything out of here as quickly as possible. $19.99. Yeah, this is very, very springtime. Let me just try it on for you. Let's see if it looks as good as I think it will on my hand. Oh yeah, look at that. Even from a distance, you can see that pink diamonds just perfectly complementing the yellow in that stone. This is very, I feel like maybe the red is clashing too much with the actual yellow of the stone. So this is not the right outfit for this ring, but picture this. I'm just standing in a meadow in like a white and blue sundress. Yeah, this would be the ring. Or even just like a poofy sleeved floor length or even tea length pastel pink Easter dress. Yeah, this would be the ring for that. Yeah, I like to rotate my jewelry based on outfits. I like to build outfits in my head for like different moods, different feelings I'm having. That's just the type of person I am. But yeah, $19.90, all of that entire vision for $19.99. I'm not someone who likes to describe a piece and why you should get that piece. I like to describe an entire moment, a vibe, if you will. $19.99 for that vibe, springtime vibe, garden wedding vibe. I know also wedding season is coming up. This would also be a great like wedding guest ring. I know usually during weddings, that's not the ring you think of. Usually for weddings, you think of diamond rings, you know, and you know, you're usually not the center of attention for a wedding unless you are the one getting married, but this would be your wedding guest ring. So after the bride, this would be the ring to ooh and ah over. And back on the wheel we go. Alrighty. With less than an hour left to go, I'm struggling to figure out what I should narrow all of my lineup down to. But I'm thinking, let's just do one more little sneak peek of the beryls. I mean, those earrings are gone. I mean, the emerald and the beryl ring, the combination ring, that one is still here. But I feel like I should do a little sneak peek. Maybe I won't do a full presentation, but I feel like I should give you a hint on what we missed yesterday. For example, we only had one necklace yesterday, but what if I told you we actually had another that we didn't get a chance to show, or maybe someone messed up and didn't get a chance to show it. But look, we do have another necklace in the yellow gold, no less. So if you've been eyeing for one in the yellow gold, we do have this one. Maybe I'll save it for Lauren though. I feel like she would be very excited for this one. But if you are interested in this, maybe give us a call. This one, the item number is, give me a second. This one is going to be item number 1130906. So yeah, if you did want a necklace maybe in the yellow gold, give your operators a call, and they have all the information on this one, so they can give it all to you. But I think for the official presentation, we're going to save it for Lauren. 1130906, the red beryl necklace. The second and last necklace we have, I think, that we will ever have. All right. Moving on. Let's bring back the critters. I did promise you more critters, and I did mention a butterfly. Ooh. Immediately putting it on, I had a 1 and 2 shot of getting in the right direction, and I managed to put it in the wrong direction. All right. 1 second. Let me zoom out, and then looks like this one I'll have to hold because it will not stay put. But this is going to be item number 1130569. Look at that. You got your pink, yellow, and white diamonds. This has 57 points in pink diamonds in that center butterfly. You have 87 points total in the yellow diamonds. So that's about 40, 43 points for each butterfly, and then 37 points in the white diamonds on either side of the band. Actually, yeah. So I will be holding this. I usually have these little clear stand things on my desk that I usually keep to have rings stay upright, but you know what? For today, I feel like it's a little bit too late. I probably should have prepped a couple of those, but that's okay. I will know for next time. And this one also did get a special markdown. I think we only showed this once before, which is quite a shame because this is quite a very exceptional ring. We've had butterfly bypasses before, but I don't think we've had them with all 3 gold colors, which all 3 gold colors just means it's easier to pair with any other existing jewelry you already might have because it has both all the white, yellow, and rose gold. So this is another one of those cases in where it being effortless is quite true in the sense that you don't really have to think about what other jewelry you're wearing, if it coordinates or not, because it will. It does have white, yellow, and rose gold. I know one of my favorite ever designer watches is actually, it has all 3 gold colors. And I just want to be clear, I do not have this watch, but if I did, this would be the ring I would pair with it. Now, this one last time it was up here, I believe it was up here for $39.99. And that's our last TVON price. Previously to that, or not previously to that, I mean, it was supposed to go out for $16,000, but let's not even mention that. Let's just go with TVON pricing. It was supposed to be $39.99, but we're not gonna do $39.99 today. It was a brand new markdown just for me because this is very much my style of ring. So we're not gonna do $39.99 or even $34.99. Yeah, this one I anticipate that it'll go out fairly quickly. Let's just make this $2,999. $29.99. Yeah. Oh wow, so nice. We actually added up all the diamond weight. So yeah, you're getting almost 2 carats total in white, yellow, and pink diamonds. I'm sorry, let me just move it aside so I have a better grip on the ring. I felt my hand slowly sliding down. I still need to get used to using these tweezers. I have a pair that I normally am used to, but this one, my hands do like to slide down a little bit. But yeah, $29.99. And this one, luckily for you, because it is that sort of, this one, it is quite easy to resize. So if you do happen to get a size that's more unusual, so if you have a slightly larger size or slightly smaller size than we normally do it, this one should be fairly easy to get done. So this one will also go out really quickly. But because it is in the white, yellow, and rose gold, it does have to stay that way. Sorry about that. So if you want it all yellow or all rose, unfortunately, that is a no-go. $29.99 for this special piece. All right. Now, I don't think we had a bracelet yet today. And the 2 bracelets I have are actually both, again, museum level worthy pieces. And I mean, similarly to the fancy cut Tanzanite earrings I had, these are museum level in the sense that you would never be able to find them anywhere else. We almost never have them. And we probably never will once they're gone. So let's bring that aside and let's do the slightly less uncommon of the 2, which is saying a lot. This is a trapezium emerald bangle. And I'm saying this as, I feel like this is the slightly less museum worthy as in price wise, but it's definitely not rare. This is item number 1125921. And let me just tell you, this one, I'm looking at the bag right now, and this one has been here for a while, so much so that the bag is completely faded. I'm like trying to squint to see all the details on it, and I can barely see anything. I'm not even gonna bother showing it to you on the camera because I don't even think I'll pick it up, it's so faded. This has your 2K49 in the Muso-Colombian trapezium emerald. If you don't know, trapezium refers to the phenomenon where in the crystal it sort of forms these sort of distinct lines that separate into this hexagonal pattern. You have 17 points in that halo of yellow diamonds and then another 28 points in that halo of white diamonds. This is all set in the 14 karat gold, and this is a bangle. If you've ever noticed, ever since gold prices spiked in the last however many months, we have rarely had any bangles. Why? Bangles take the most amount of gold. And with how we like to price our jewelry, unfortunately bangles, at least new styles of bangles, is just not really possible for us anymore. And so anytime we've had bangles on the show, it's truly probably the best deal you're gonna get here at TVON. And this is no exception. This has been here for a long time, and because the bag is so faded, this is what that also tells me. We have not updated the price to match current gold pricing. This has over 18 grams in gold. Usually we don't measure jewelry by gram weight, but we really should start with the price that gold is at. This one has over 18 grams in gold. If you put that into perspective, right now, or as of yesterday, gold was about $4,500 an ounce. Now, I don't know the exact conversion from grams to ounces, but I know for a fact that this is more than 1 ounce of gold. I'm pretty sure. Actually, you know what? Don't quote me on that. My brain is not working, so maybe I'm getting my math wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. Now, at old TVON pricing, we valued this bangle to go out for $22,318. Trapeze emeralds, very, very hard to find. I think the first time we ever had a trapeze emerald, it was a ring. And I think that one went out for close to this price. I think it went out for $25,000 for a trapeze emerald ring. So that's not even considering the gold. That one definitely, because it is a ring, it has less gold in this one. And it didn't have any yellow diamonds. It was all white diamonds, and it was a signet style ring. So this one's supposed to go out for $22,318. That's for old, with old gold pricing. And then last time we had this on, it was for $9,999. Well, because we're doing a special Thursday evening blowout today, we're gonna do something kind of special on this. And unfortunately, after today, I feel like I would not be doing my duty as a good member of the TVON family if I didn't report this to management to have them update the price immediately. So after tonight, I can't say for sure whether this price will stand. So $99.99, it is not going to be today. It's not even gonna be half of what it's listed on the bag. It's not even gonna be $49.99, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, once this is gone, trust me, you probably won't even see a bangle at this price at this point. $49.99 is not going to be. Let's just blow it out. This is gonna be a once in a lifetime deal. This is gonna be $3,999. I'm telling you, we have had very simple bangles with maybe half the gold weight of this one that's probably gonna be more than $39.99 for just maybe diamonds and gold. And this one you get a trapeze emerald. Yeah, this is so significant that we had to write the weight of the gold on the bag just to show how much of a value this is. And someone's a smart shopper because this one is gone. Wow, maybe I should have had management bring out more bangles because this is truly a steal. All right, moving on. Ooh, let's keep it up with the museum level pieces. And I was mentioning the saddle mounting earlier. I'm sure some of you guys might have picked up on that. It's probably because it's a sneak peek for what I have right now. This is going to be our saddle mount with an asher. This is item number 1128465. This is going to be our 3-carat 62 asher cut color change sphene in our saddle mount, which if you don't know, saddle mounting is probably the mounting with the most diamonds of any other mounting we have at TVON. Let me just polish that up real quick. I can see a fingerprint in the middle of the stone there. That is much better. All right, yes, heaviest diamond weight of any other ring we have here at TVON. This is going to have a carat 78 total weight in diamonds, so you're getting over 1 3/4 carats of just diamonds, and then on top of that you get the 3-carat 62 in the asher cut color change sphene. And if you can't see, that color change sphene is pretty much one of the best ones we've ever had. I apologize, I think when I talk too much my burps start getting a little bit, so I'm trying to prevent that. But this is probably as good of a color change sphene as you can get. This is a color change sphene that has so much vibrant green. Sometimes color change sphenes, the green can be a little bit muddy. It can look more brown than it is green. But it's truly a true bottle green, and then with so many vibrant flashes of red. And if you don't know this, I've only recently realized this. The best way to display color change sphene is actually through our broadcast, through the live stream, only because I have been trying to photograph color change scenes for the last however many months, and it's truly so difficult to do because the way it captures on a still photo, it doesn't capture it the way it looks in real life. So in the real life, it looks like this, what you're seeing on the camera, because you can see all the movement of the flashes. You can't really capture that in a photo. So honestly, just as a tip for anyone out there, color change scenes, if you are shopping for one, I highly suggest you request it during the show, during the live stream. That's like one of the only things, because it's so, the color change scenes are definitely true to what you see on the broadcast versus what you see in a photo, because it's so hard to capture that light and that refraction. It's very difficult. I feel very passionate about this, and honestly, my least favorite thing to photograph are color change scenes. That doesn't mean I don't love them. It's just a very difficult thing to do because you have to get the perfect lighting, and then once the stone looks good, the ring looks like a mess. Anyways, I'm going off on a little bit of a rant, but that is my truth. Anyways, for over 3.5 carats of a color change sphene with almost 2 carats in diamonds, this one was supposed to go out for $12,999. But we are not going to do that today for you. $12,999 for one of the biggest rings in general. Saddle rings tend to be the largest mounting we have, not just in terms of size, but also diamond weight. So $12,999, it's not even going to be half of that. It's not even going to be $69.99. Let me just try this on for you. And even though I say it is the largest and the heaviest, oh, this is a small size actually. See, I can't even get it past my knuckle, but just get your normal ring size because it tapers in the back. It'll fit perfectly. This is just not my ring size. But yes, even though it is one of the largest rings we have, it is one of the heaviest diamond weight ring we have. It is also one of the most comfortable rings we have. I say this all the time when anyone asks what's the most comfortable ring. Shockingly, it's this ring, the saddle ring. Because if you see, I'm gonna widen my fingers a little bit. It's not the most beautiful hand model shot, but I just want to show, do you see how it tapers on either side? It's almost like it's hugging your finger, and the inside is all smooth mirror finish gold, and it just sits so snugly against your hand. It doesn't scratch, it doesn't pull. I have a couple rings that have, with the fancy under gallery or like the finishing, sometimes when you're doing things that kind of digs into your hand and it can become a little bit uncomfortable. This doesn't happen with that because it is all solid, smooth mirror finish. Let me just take it off and show you what I am talking about, because it's I'm truly shocked that we can do this. As you can see, the only part that has like empty space would be behind the actual stone, and that's just in case you want to clean the stone. It is easier for you to do that. But if you look all across the band, it's all solid. There's nothing that's like super hollow, or there's nothing where it would make the gold a little bit sharp. It wouldn't have a thin edge, so when it presses into your hand, it doesn't really hurt. This is one of the most comfortable rings. Even I talked a lot about the bridge mounting being one of our most popular styles. Yes, but comfort-wise, this takes the cake. This is definitely the most comfortable. And it's not even gonna be $69.99 today. Let's just blow it out. One of the larger Asher cut color change scenes I said Asher cut. This is probably one of the larger color change scenes we have, period. Not the largest, but one of the larger ones. So let's just get it out here, get it to a great home. $69.99 is not, let's just make it $5,999. $59.99 for this one-of-a-kind Asher cut color change sphene. And this one, we really shouldn't, because I was talking about gold prices with the bangle earlier, and this one does have a lot of gold. We really shouldn't be offering free gold color change, but we will do that for you. If you decide you want it in the yellow gold, we will be able to make that for you in the yellow. And with the saddle mounting, I usually tell customers that yellow gold and white gold doesn't make too much a difference because of all the diamonds, but I do know some people who do like the little distinction, especially on the prongs between yellow and white gold. So if you do decide you'd like that, we can do that for you. Again, this is another one where maybe after the show, I should probably do my due diligence and alert management that this price needs to be updated. But it is what it is for today. All right. You know what's something that I haven't shown yet? Shockingly. I know I know we've had a lot in the past, but I actually haven't shown one of these. We do have quite a big moonstone. Let's do that a little. We can do that a little bit today. We can do that a little bit later today. But just in case anyone is thinking maybe they love the color change themes, but they're not ready for the museum level yet. They kind of want a starter level theme. I got you. I got something for everyone. Just in case, maybe you're not ready to commit to the cult of color change themes. You just want a taste. You just want a starter. You want to see what the color change theme life is about. This is the one for you. This is the item number 1129176, completely different animal from the one we had earlier, the 3 carat 62, but this one is quite a bit smaller. This is only 65 points in the oval color change theme, and then you have 63 points in the diamonds double halo around it. We kept it super simple with this one, just a simple double halo and band on either side. And this one also has been here for a little bit. I mean, the item number does reflect that. Item number 1129176. Yeah, this one is definitely your starter color change theme. Now, not quite as vibrant. This is what I was talking about with color change themes, sometimes looking a little bit more on the yellower side, a little bit less vibrant green. But again, I feel like this is much more of an army green, if that's maybe more your color. I like a more true bottle green, but I also know people who prefer more of that sort of muted army green. So if that is you, this could be the one for you as well. Definitely also a lot simpler if you're not someone who wants to wear the saddle mounting, no matter how comfortable it is. Maybe it's just too much of a statement for you for every day. This would also be the one to go. And like I said, maybe you're not fully bought into color change themes yet. This could be a great starter piece for you to start off your collection with color change themes. You start with this one, and then you graduate to the 362. Now, this one was supposed to go out for $29.99, so you can already see it's a very different ballpark around here. This one's already supposed to go out for $29.99, but you know what? This is a starter color change theme, so we want to give it a starter price. Yeah, we can't call something a starter anything and then jack up the price. That's just not what we should do as, you know, jewelry lovers. So yeah, it's not going to be $29.99. It's not going to be $19.99. Yeah, I have the price $19.99 here and then with a big X through it. So that's what it was. But we want this to be your one. We just want this to go to someone who really wants to have one. Maybe you haven't found the right one. This could be the right one for you. $19.99. It will not be today. Not going to be $19 or $18 or even $17.99. This is one of our special deals for today. Yeah, $17.99 it is not going to be. And let me try this one on just so you can see how big it is on the hand. Like I said, this is definitely much more suited for every day, at least for someone like me. As you can see, it's just a cute little dainty ring. But even though that stone is quite a way smaller, it is not muted or weak by any means. Look at, if I move my hand, you can just see those flashes of yellow. You can still see the red. I mean, they won't shine as brightly as the other one because that one is a bigger stone. You have more surface area. You have more places your eye can go to, but this one is still no slouch. So this is definitely more suited for every day. But yeah, this one's not going to be $17.99 or $16.99. Yeah, we want to make this a very special price. So one color and one color only. And unlike the other one, this one does have to stay in the yellow gold, but do you see what I mean? It's in the yellow gold right now, but even on the hand, you can't really tell. It just kind of looks like it's white. It's just a color change fade in diamonds to me. Yeah, $16.99 is not going to be, let's just blow it out. Lucky number $9.99. I said that early in the show today, but actually not a lot of things were $9.99. This is one of the only ones that is $9.99 tonight. Back on the wheel, this one goes. Oh, you're just seeing my hand, $9.99. And back on that wheel. And wow, I kind of forgot I had this, which is honestly, that's my bad. I should have remembered earlier, but I have something that's also brand new today that is also going to be a crazy steal for tonight's show. So let's just move on from color change themes for tonight. because after this we have about 30 minutes left in tonight's broadcast. So if you have any last minute requests, please call in and let us know. I don't think we had many today, but that's okay. That means I can focus more on things that we have planned for today, which is sometimes a good thing. All right, less color change scenes today, and ooh, we have something that will be a beautiful steel. Now you're just looking at a chain of diamonds right now. Let me just layer this so you can see exactly how many links of diamonds. This is actually going to be brand new. This is going, and I'm just going to put it down just so I can grab the bag and give the item number. This is item number 1130814. This is a brand new tennis, drumroll please, necklace. Okay, I'm going to hold this against the hand just so you can see what it looks like. Yes, this is going to be a tennis necklace. 1130814. This is brand new today, and there is only one. It is our 10 carat, you hear that? 10 carat total weight tennis necklace set in the platinum with round white diamonds. Platinum 10 carats. You did hear that correctly. Now, I did mention earlier how we don't usually measure gram weights, especially for rings, because we do free sizing. And with different sizes, they usually tend to be different gram weights. This is why we don't measure them. However, because this one, we know how much of a steal this is going to be, and we have an expectation of what the price is going to be. We did record that. This one is actually going to be 14.6 grams. If you put that into perspective, it is quite a bit of gold weight. If you compare it to the bangle from earlier that is already gone, by the way, it's only a little bit less than the amount of gold in that one. But this one, you have so many diamonds, and this is for a 10 carat tennis bracelet. We valued this at over $26,000, but this is the first time I've been up here in 2 years. I don't think that means I haven't really shown anything in 2 years, but especially not a tennis necklace, especially at not the price I'm gonna do. We have had tennis necklaces in the past, but we slowly stopped showing them again because of the price of gold. It's just, we can't bring the prices we want to bring for tennis necklaces. We can't bring the values that we are known for. So we had to kind of put a pause on them until tonight. And I wish we could do 1 million of these, but this is actually going to be, we only have one. I know, it's so sad, but we do only have one. So if you are interested, I would run to the phone lines because it will go quickly. It's supposed to go out for 26,000, but I don't know. Maybe, again, spring fever. Maybe management just didn't know what they were doing today. This one's not even gonna be half of that. It's not even gonna be 13,000. Not even gonna be 13 grand for 10 carats in diamonds, 14 grams in gold, all G to H color, VS2 quality. Now you think that at the price we're doing, we would also be downgrading the quality of the diamonds. We don't do that. We're not gonna do that. So not even gonna be half of asking, not even gonna be 13,000 today. And of course, this is, I believe this is 18 inch, but I think we need to double check on that. Andy, can you check to see if this is 18 inches? I don't know if we recorded that, but anyways, I mean, I can sure measure it actually. Once we get down to it, I can go ahead and see. Yeah, it's okay. We can measure it if anyone wants to know. I believe it is 18 inches, but we can definitely double check for you. Not gonna be 13,000, it's not even gonna be 10,000, not gonna be $99.99 for 10 carats in diamonds, which means as of right now, you're getting, it's what, 10 carats in diamonds means it's about $100, no, $1,000, no, $100 per carat, yeah. No, less than $1,000 per carat. My God, my brain is not working. Can you tell? It's been up here. I've been 2.5 hours. I can't do this. It's not even gonna be $9.99 per carat. That's what it is at right now. We're not gonna do $99.99 or $89.99 or even $79.99. $79.99 means $799 per carat of diamonds. That's not even measuring gold weight. That's $799 for just diamonds only. And keep in mind what I said about gold being crazy prices, gold being $4,500 just yesterday per ounce. And you're getting, if not if it's not over an ounce, at least like very close to it. That's just for the gold itself. So yeah, my brain and my voice is too fried right now to think about the specific numbers of that. But if you want to do the math, you can. And it's not going to be $79.99 today. Let's just blow it out, one only. And I don't know why I was talking about gold prices. It's in platinum. I just realized I went on and on and on about gold. This is in platinum. But platinum is still high up there. Like, just the platinum price itself is also not going to be, it's not going to be, it shouldn't even be $79.99. Let's just blow it out and make it $6,999. One only, 10 carats, total weight in diamonds. That means $699 per carat. If you ask us for a 1 carat ring, it's not going to be $699. Let me tell you that. In fact, case in point, I believe our most iconic wonder ring, that's our 1 carat 02. Currently, I don't know the exact price, but I believe it's double that. I think it's somewhere around $12.99, if not more. Now, you could fact check me on that, but I know for a fact it's not $6.99. I don't think, even at its lowest price, it was never $6.99. Let's keep that reference point. So $69.99 for a 10 carat tennis necklace is insane. All right. All right, let's move on from this one because I don't anticipate this one staying for very long. I mentioned earlier that I've never shown a moonstone before, and that is true. I have photographed a lot of moonstones because we've had quite an influx in the last couple weeks, but I've never actually shown one myself. So let's bring one in, shall we? Let's go to the wheel here. This one is going to be our next item of the day. This is our radiant cut moonstone. Look at that. Wow, this is going to be item number 1130260. So this one is also relatively new. This is going to be our 7 carat 25 radiant cut with 49 points in baguette white diamonds, and then as well as 28 points in round white diamonds. So, you know, we decided to mix it up, give the two different shapes of diamonds. I feel like when you do add both shapes, it kind of creates a cool dimension in the side accent stones. Yeah, this is probably one of the bigger stones we've had, and I know whenever we have larger stones, for example, case in point, a 7 carat 25, they tend to go very, very quickly. It is quite insane. So you get 7 carat 25 in just the moonstone itself. You get 49 points in the baguette. As you can see, that's totaling the 6 stones on either side. And then all on top of that, we could have stopped there and just gave you a plain band, but no, we decided to add rounds as well. You get 28 points in the round white diamonds as well. So that's 77 points total in diamonds. That's insane. So you get over 3/4 of a carat in just diamonds, and there's a difference in using 75 points in all rounds and then mixing the baguettes and rounds. If you can see here, baguettes and rounds, when you mix them, they kind of create a very different sparkle factor. Round brilliants, they tend to do those tiny little flashes of light, versus baguettes, they do planes of light. I think I mentioned this with one of the pieces from earlier today, but it is true. You get more of that sort of planes, you get that sort of almost like sheets of light, and that is definitely highlighted by just a gigantic moonstone. And this is probably one of the better moonstones I have seen, especially with the larger stones. You can definitely see the different colors throughout the stone a lot better. Sometimes with the smaller moonstones, you kind of have to really pay attention to see the sort of pinks and light blues and greens. With the larger stones, they become much more apparent, and this one is no exception. This one we decided to do, we set it with the radiant stone instead of the traditional emerald cut, which we do also have. But yeah, this one, it was supposed to go out for $99.99. It is a larger stone. And did I also mention that this is in the 18 karat gold? Oh my gosh. Baguette diamonds, round diamonds, and 18 karat gold? That is crazy. $99.99 is what it was supposed to go for, but we really want this to go to one lucky caller out there. I know there is definitely someone out there still looking for their perfect moonstone. We're always getting calls every day to show moonstones, more moonstones, different shapes of every type of style. And by style, I mean rings, necklaces, earrings. I feel like we're in a moonstone fever right now, every moonstone craze, if you will. Everyone can't get enough moonstones, so I know that this will be someone's perfect moonstone. It's just a matter of dialing and getting down to the bottom price, and it's not going to be $99.99. It's not going to be $89.99 or even $79.99. This is definitely one of the larger stones we've had, and definitely one with a larger diamond weight. And for reference, let me just try it on so you can see exactly what it looks like on the hand. It is not a small stone at all. I keep saying that, but you can never really tell until you see what it looks like on the hand. Look at that. Even from a distance, you can see, ooh, actually from farther away, you can see more of the deeper blue hues, that sort of more purpley blue, versus up close, you see more of a green minty blue. This one, there's so much, I feel like that's why so many people love the moonstones. There's just so much dimension, so much light and life that is in the stone. Yeah, this is definitely one of, and from a distance, can you see how the diamonds are flashing, the contrast of the diamond flashes? It is quite magnificent. And back on the wheel it goes. I feel like every time I struggle to take off a ring, it just means that I should take it home with me. It means it shouldn't go out. But $79.99 is not going to be, let's just, yeah, 79, no, 69. Yeah, we don't even want to make it $69.99 today. Not going to be $69.99 for one lucky caller, and one lucky caller only, white gold. Every time I say that, I feel like I'm on a radio show, even though I don't listen to radio. One lucky caller today only. Be the 20th caller for free tickets to, yeah, anyways. $69.99 is not going to be, let's make it $5,999. $59.99. For this showstopper of a moonstone. And I know for a fact there's someone out there who's been looking for their museum level moonstone. We keep getting requests for bigger moonstones, bigger moonstones. They don't want the tiny, tiny, tiny rings. And you request, we listen, and we deliver. We don't have an official TVON motto yet, but it should be something along those lines. And wow, we're coming up on the last little bit of the show here. We technically have so much left, but maybe I'll save those for Lauren tomorrow, or maybe management will come up with a brand new lineup. Who knows? We definitely have the inventory for it. Trust me. Now, let's move on from the museum level and get back to the crazy steals. I mean, we only have 20 minutes left, less than 20 minutes. So we gotta make them count. All right, let's take Mr. Moonstone off and bring in, now I can't remember who, but I feel like I had a caller in the last week or so specifically request this ring. If not, it was something very similar to this ring. This is item number 1129935. And I know we had a collection that was basically this, it was all this mounting, but just all different shapes. I believe we had emerald cut, we had ovals, this is a cushion, but we had a couple different styles of this. So if you were that caller, and we do actually have it today, I don't know why we couldn't find it before, but it is here today. This is our 3K06 cushion Santa Maria Aquamarine with 6 points in diamonds. I only bring it out because I suddenly remembered that we have that request. See, here's the benefit of being in the phone bank most of the time. I do remember most of your requests. So yes, this is for that caller out there, and I can see why you requested it. This is the quintessential minimalist ring. I was just talking with someone in the phone bank the other day about how minimalism doesn't really exist, at least not for me. But I know there are minimalists do exist out there, as per my conversation with my coworker, and they would strongly disagree with you, but you can prove them wrong by buying this ring. This one is truly the minimalist ring. It's just super simple. You have your aquamarine, and then you just have 2 diamonds on either side, and that is it. No frills, no, yeah, there's no frills. That's all I want to say. It's just so simple, yet it's still brilliant. And you know me, I have a soft spot for aquamarines. They're my birthstone. I am a March baby. We're technically still in March, so it is this month's birthstone still. I mean, we only have a couple days left, I think. But you know what? Better late than never. So this 3 06 was supposed to go out at $29.99. At least that's what it was last shown for. But we got a brand new markdown today. So this is for the last 5 days of March, or technically 4 and a little bit days, because it's almost the end of the day today. $29.99. It is not going to be. It's not even going to be $19.99, or even $18 or $17.99. Yeah, I have a soft spot, and aquamarines are so hard to find really saturated ones like this. If you go out into Jewelry District, if you go out into the Hong Kong shows, it's filled with aquas that are like colorless with the tiniest hint of blue. It's like someone put the tiniest whisper of blue into clear water and they call that aquamarine. This is not that. This is truly a crystalline blue, like icy blue, even more than icy. I don't think you can find ice that's this color. This is a truly saturated blue. That's what I love about our aquamarines. And I know I said I'm partial because I am a March baby, but I so often get disappointed by them, and this is just not one of those rings. This is a true saturated cushion Santa Maria Aqua, and it's not even going to be $17.99. We're going to do a special blowout on it today. Not going to be $12.99 or even $1,000. Yeah. This is going to be a crazy, crazy low price. Not going to be $12.99. Let me just try it on for you. And even, well, look at that. Even from a distance, you can see that blue, that cushion. I was talking about elongating fingers. Do you see what I mean about having something long like this, like an elongated cushion, emerald ovals, where it just elongates your finger and makes it look longer and more slender than it actually is? Believe me, I know I do not have slender fingers, and it is my cross to bear, but something like this just helps it along oh so much. I saw my coworker back there giggling about my minimalism my comment. But yeah, this is truly a minimalist ring. If you were to replace that aqua with a diamond, it could be your minimalist engagement ring. That should be a suggestion. I should suggest that to management. $12.99 is not going to be. Brand new markdown today. Let's just make it $1,199. Yeah, minimalist price for a minimalist ring. And hopefully whoever gets it can educate me in the art and the philosophy of minimalism, because I have heard many comments in my life that I need to start learning. But you know what? I hope someone can convince me that is true, because as of right now, I just don't see it. That is not true of this ring, just of that lifestyle in general. I haven't seen the appeal of minimalism yet, but hopefully I will soon. And back on the wheel it goes. Jason, would you consider yourself a minimalist? No, exactly. You should tell him back there that, you know what, I'm not the strange one, he is. All right. Last 13 minutes of the show. Shall we do a recap? I'm not sure what we should recap. We could, you know what, as a break of normal tradition, I could just keep showing new, all the way to the end of the show. And you know what, I feel like that is the way to go. I mean, today it came with a lot of unhinged energy, and I feel like we should carry that until the end. Let's not stop halfway. So, yeah. This one I think may be verifying. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I should ask the operators, but I'm sure they'll keep me updated. All right. Yeah. For which one? The tourmaline necklace? Okay, yeah, cool. Okay, so maybe we should do a recap. We could do that too. Yeah, let's do a quick little recap, and then maybe at the end I'll just show a couple more of the, you know, the we can show a couple more museum level pieces. I mean, we have the Diaspore from earlier. We have the Padparadscha from earlier. We have the cat's eye alexandrite from earlier. If I do a recap, I should probably be zooming out. We should probably be zooming out a little bit. And then we also have, we have the pearl, and I believe Andy said that the opal was back. Yeah, the opal was back. So we can bring that one back out. That was a very special opal. Yeah, we have the crystal opal again. We got, I believe the Imperial topaz studs are also still here. If I can bring those out. Yeah, anything you want on this wheel here. We have that museum Paraiba too. That one, that's gonna be in my dreams if I can remember them. Look at her. Yeah, we got the studs from, I believe, the first hour. And yeah, coming up on the end of the show, if there's any last minute requests you want to see, please let us know. We will be happy to bring them out for you. Or if anything you want to see maybe closer up, maybe I had them from the wheel from earlier. If you had anything you want to see really close to each other, I can go ahead and do that for you as well. Yeah, anything you want. We can also do just some things that I haven't shown yet. Why not? It is today has my very own my signature brand of unhinged, and we're gonna keep that energy going. Like, look at that. Isn't that, this one doesn't even want to stand on its own. Maybe it shouldn't even. Wow. Look at that. This, if you're curious, is a opal. I mean, you should probably tell. I believe it's a crystal opal, but I might need to confirm that because it's not very specific on the bag. We also have the larger sphene from earlier, which I did not see yet. But yeah, we had a lot of things that I didn't get to today, but if you are curious about anything we've had from earlier, please give us a call and let us know. We have this gorgeous conch pearl. I know we had one yesterday, but so I think management decided they want to bring another one out today in case anyone missed out. This is a 405 if anyone wants to know or missed out on that one from yesterday. You can go ahead and call us about those as well. And yeah. Wow, we still have 9 minutes left in today's show, and boy am I ready for it to come. But thank you guys so much for being here with me today. I know it's a little bit odd to have me here instead of Lauren, but I appreciate you guys so much. And yeah, thank you for all our operators who are always here. I know I'm usually an operator, so it seems a little bit self-serving to say that, but you know what? Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for being my temporary emotional support. All right, mini little recap wheel. Yeah, we can also just keep bringing out new stuff until the end of the show, but I think that's probably not great. But yeah, we have that conch pearl, that's the 405 with a carat 10 in diamonds. We have that opal ring. That one was the, where did I put that one? That's okay, we can talk about something else. We have that pear-shaped Paraiba in the bridge, magnificent. Yeah, that was the 2 carat 28 Paraiba with almost a carat in diamonds and the very classic bridge style. We have that golden pearl from our 1999 blowout from earlier today. We have that Padparadscha in that sort of waterfall style mounting, also designer, also very brand new deal just for today, 1777. We have those very special one-of-a-kind Imperial studs. Like I said, probably one of my favorite pieces of today. It's just so classic. anyone can wear them, whether even if you want to give them as a gift to your, actually I probably wouldn't because they are so rare, but if you were and you wanted to give them to your 7-year-old niece, looks great. If your mom is just a pink lover, you want to give it to them and they can just rock it with all their other friends. Great gift as well. Ooh, you know what we also have, which I don't think we have the room to show, but I will definitely flash it just really quick. That 60 carat Kunzite pendant is also still here. Wow. The largest pendant we have ever. Look at that. It's just right there, that one. Look at how big that is. That is still here. If you are curious, or if you were curious, that one is still here. Yeah, oh, we have that Y style aquamarine pendant. That one is still here. Yeah, so we still have a lot of goodies from today. I know it's a little bit of a different structure show, and I hope, and everyone please go wish Lauren that she can get well soon. Just so hard for her, and she was such a trooper. But, you know, everyone needs their rest, and I hope she can feel better soon and just take all the time she needs to recover. But yeah, and this is a very different sort of structure that hopefully, you know, we can, this change of pace was welcomed by you guys, but I understand. Yeah, and yeah, I am very looking forward to resting my voice. So thank you guys so much for being here with me on this Thursday evening that I kept getting gaslit into thinking it was Friday. I was actually so happy for about 2 hours until I realized it's not Friday. This almost never happens to me. I'm always usually pretty on top of what day it is, but today is just everyone could sense in the air that there was something off today. And yeah, oh, we also still have that black opal brooch, this is the, like, I don't even know, yeah, the Y2K brooch. Yeah, it's giving very Y2K style. I know that that's maybe not an aesthetic that everyone relates to, but it just gives early 2000s. This is so, yeah, I think it's so unique. We definitely don't have anything like it in recorded TVON history. I don't think we had anything quite like that brooch, yeah. And I usually have pretty good memory when it comes to this stuff. I mean, I usually remember pieces really well, not so much item numbers, carat weights, or prices, anything like that. But I remember the visuals of pieces. And just as a last minute flash item, we also have a Mandarin that I didn't get a chance to show today. Maybe if I ever come back here, if I ever get a chance, I can go ahead and show that. I'm like running out of space here, so let's just zoom out a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we also got that Mandarin. Ooh, it's like, yeah, we're running out of real estate here. Yeah, we gotta start, these pieces have to start bidding for their own real estate space on our wheel. But yeah, we only got 3 minutes left. I'm like doing my own little mini countdown today. Yeah, oh, we also got the Superman earrings and pendant. I think they are both still here. Let's do a quick little flash here. Flashy flash, Superman. Yeah, actually I think these can actually sit up by itself. So let's just put one. The Superman, Yeah, there we go. Well, yeah, it's covering the Diaspore now. I also need to work on my jewelry placement because I feel like I don't get enough. My placement doesn't have quite the feng shui that Lauren does. It's truly a practiced art, I'm telling you. There we go. But yes, last 2.5 minutes left in the show. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. I know there's a couple things on here that I didn't spend too much time on. There's a couple of things where I didn't show at all because we ran out of time. But looks like the 10 carat necklace might be verifying. That one's definitely a steal from today. But yeah, if there's anything you want to see at a later date, just give us a call, let us know. We can definitely get all those item numbers to you. I know I didn't say every single one, I don't think, but if you ever need them, all of our operators can look it up for you. And it's just a lot easier for us if there's something you have in mind. If you have the item number, we can look it up and we can tell you for sure if it's available or not. Sometimes with just carat weights or descriptions, because we have quite literally 30,000 items in our inventory. It can be hard to track down sometimes, so that's why we have matching item numbers for everything. If there's anything you have on your wish list, make sure you get those item numbers down, because that will save everyone a lot of time looking for everything, and that means you also get, there's a better chance of you getting the item you really want. So pro tip, and of course, if you guys missed anything today, or if you want to just drive by shop, if you guys don't know, you guys can always go on TVON.com. I know for me, sometimes if I'm shopping for something, or there's something that I don't specifically have in mind, I just want to see a wide array, I prefer to online shop, because then you can kind of see everything we have at once, as well as the most current prices. So definitely go check out TVON.com if you haven't already. And yeah, if you guys have any other questions, we will be here for a little bit after the show, and we will be happy to answer any of your questions on availability, on requests, customer service questions. We can definitely we can direct you the correct way on that. And yeah, I believe that's everything we have for today. That 10-carat necklace, I believe, is getting out of here. So yeah, thank you so much for being here, everybody. This has been a great throwback for me. I hope it has been for you, or a great surprise for anyone who hasn't seen me before, to our new shoppers. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you guys have a great Thursday. And please wish Lauren a get well soon. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening, and see you guys soon. Thank you so much, and goodbye.